Well, good morning, and chilly start to the day. And, Davey, don't go anywhere yet. Sit down there. Holy moly. How about your excitement this morning on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, put him back into the MVP candidate. You gotta.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, he really single-handedly
won the game for the Bills.
Well, those last two interceptions were key.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was him. I mean, he took control of the game and just got him right back into it.
He was like a monster on that 65-yard
That
run.
was incredible.
Nobody was behind him. He was like Clark Kent, just running. Flash Gordon.
So it was big.
It was snowy
Keep in
conditions.
mind,
Did you watch any of the game, Jeff?
snowy conditions.
Oh,
He normally, I'm telling you, does not play well in the snow. He's not a big snow. He's a California guy.
So I have to say, I have to jump in here while you're saying
But let me
this.
just say this. Remember, they were down 21 points in the second half.
That's a huge come-from-behind victory.
Well, it was 21-11 at the half, and then they came out, and it was 21-18 at the beginning of the third quarter.
So they weren't down 21?
They scored
because
21.
They
scored 21.
They scored 21. Because that was what they had said on the post game. And I'd have to tell you, at some point when they were down, I kind of dozed off a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't go out to watch the
and
game
then I woke
yesterday.
up and I'm like, whoa, we're coming back.
I was doing some work on the computer. I came out. I told my mom she was watching. I said, "This game's over."
There, at one point in the game, this one I can tell you is true. It's like a 98.6% chance, according to Vegas, that the Bills would lose.
That's a huge, huge win, obviously. And then, of course, you get the Chiefs loss yesterday, so the Bills fans must be feeling great today.
Well, coming with the Patriots this weekend, and that is a 1 o'clock game, Davey. I was surprised that they didn't move that.
4
up
touchdowns for Josh Allen yesterday.
Well, that's what I have to say. First of all, Big Honey in Heckler sent us a message yesterday that I didn't see till today. And he says, maybe it's the audio in my truck, but I could swear the Bills are booing Superman Josh Allen for taking a knee before the half. And obviously the Bills fans were frustrated yesterday, and I don't think they're booing him.
That's not his choice.
Yeah. I think that's a booing of the offense or the head coach, Sean McDermott, right, because he makes that decision.
Yeah.
I do have to say, though, I chuckled for a minute when you said about Josh Allen being back in the MVP category because, Bill, you've outlined this before. He doesn't play well in primetime, doesn't play well against bad teams, and now he doesn't play well in the snow, although he had a huge game yesterday.
Yeah. Well, he finds ways to win. Let's just say that.
And that's what matters.
Can't you, flex a game now if you wanted to? So if NBC wanted to pick that game up, they could pick it up.
Correct, and move it to Sunday night.
The Sunday night game this week is the Vikings and the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know who wants to watch
that. The big 4 o'clock game is CBS has got the doubleheader this weekend. It's Packers and Broncos.
But I do have to tell you, I think that decision would have been made by now. I don't think they make that decision week of. It's usually a couple weeks out. Okay. I believe.
So it's the rematch of round 2 of the Bills and Patriots, 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, I like the 1 o'clock. The 1 o'clock.
But let me ask you something
personally.
Though.
So
they need to shore up the third down.
Oh, they were. I was complaining the entire game. They have no defense, and this is a problem over the last several years. That's why the scores are always. I mean, Josh Allen just keeps keeping pace with whoever they're playing, and the scores are always in the 20s and 30s. Because the defense can't stop anybody. Yet last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the defense was huge.
There was one time during the game, Jeff Johnson, the backup running back to James Cook, was running like 45 yards, slipped
on the snow.
Snow.
Slipped and went right down.
It went right down.
Anyway, that was yesterday's football action. The Pioneers had an enormous win.
Yeah.
Over Oswego State, and what a victory that was!
Yeah, I believe were they down 2-0 to start?
I thought it was pretty close all the way. Pioneers scored first.
Oh, the Pioneers did score first.
Yeah,
okay,
because we were just finishing up at the 72 Tavern and Grill, and I looked up and I'm like, okay, we'll be trying to get our teddy bears somewhere because all the teddy bears were going onto the ice early on in the first period.
Yeah, that's a huge victory, though. 5-3 over the team ranked number 4 in the country. And again, I was talking some Pioneers hockey over the weekend. You know, the key is that they do well in the division and win the division, despite the early setbacks they had against, nationally ranked top 10 programs. So I think they can overcome that with
the division
a conference championship.
Now the conference gets an automatic bid.
Right.
But it's a tough conference this year.
Oh,
so,
it is, yeah.
But this team needed to kind of figure out that they can play with the big ones, with the big teams. And there were just a couple of beautiful goals on Saturday night. It was a fun game to watch.
The college football playoff is set now, and there's a lot of controversy there. As a matter of fact, the only thing that could wipe the smile off Smitty's face about the Bills is the situation, I think, in the college football playoff. Are you familiar with the controversy?
Is this Miami going in, and they didn't play this weekend?
Miami going in, and Notre Dame, which was, I guess, a top 10 program almost all season, and I believe they had won 10 straight games and were in the playoff picture. They did not play this weekend. Of course, they're not in a conference, so they don't play a conference championship. And they're out. And because of it, they've said, well, then we're not playing in a bowl game. We're not going to participate in any bowl games this year.
That's what Notre Dame is saying?
That's what Notre Dame's saying.
Notre Dame not playing anything.
That's a major money loss.
That's a huge money loss.
Yeah.
Now, that's like a bite off your nose to spite your face, because obviously you get a ton of money for playing in the college football playoff. All those bowls now, Rose, Orange, and on. The Fiesta Bowl, those are all huge, but now they're playoff games for the college football playoff, and you get a huge amount of money, not only for participating, but winning those games. And for them not to take any money from the postseason by not playing in a bowl game is a huge loss.
A rumor, because Notre Dame is not the only one that's not going to play in a bowl game, which all of a sudden lowered the bar. Syracuse is playing in a bowl game.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say,
speaking of teams not,
it's their cereal bowl game. They'll be sitting home watching it, eating breakfast.
Yeah. Speaking of teams,
so here's
not
what
bowl
happened.
games.
Is what
I think this is a make good from the last couple of years that Miami didn't get in.
So James Madison and Tulane got in. That's why this is all up in roar. And the ACC usually gets an automatic bid from the winner of the conference championship game. Came down to Virginia and Duke. Duke ended up winning. Duke didn't even get a bid because it was a 5-loss team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me bring in Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning,
Ryan.
Welcome to the potential end of John Harbaugh press conference.
Oh boy.
Well, I was going to jump into college with you. Are you a college guy at all? We can talk Ravens. I just was curious.
I went to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I'm also at the center of the Kiffin drama too.
Yeah, this Notre Dame thing is quite interesting, and Miami getting in, and it's all a. Well, listen, you're going to get controversies with these.
Well, I mean, I think it shows that maybe the College Football Playoff Committee does, in fact, listen to social media and listens to voices from outside, because, there were some very compelling arguments, very strong arguments that were made about Miami and why they should be in above Notre Dame. People are citing their head-to-head record, Miami's strength of schedule, all that good stuff. So, it looks like they at least listen to the public on this one. And it sucks for Notre Dame. It absolutely does. But I think people think that this was the right call. I mean, most people do believe it was the right call. And this is the reality of the situation that Notre Dame might have to deal with if they're going to remain an independent. Yeah. You go and win a conference title. These arguments become a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do have to say, when college football playoff was just 4 teams, people said, "Oh, well, you snubbed this team, the 5 spot or the 7 spot. They should have been ranked higher." And it goes on. And people kept saying, "Well, listen, this will all be solved in 2 years when we have a 12-team bracket." Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, you could have a 64-team bracket, teams 65 and 66 are still going to say we should be in there.
You see that in college basketball.
There's always going to be a beef.
Somebody didn't get in that should have gotten in.
And let's be real here. We've solved a lot more of it than than it was before. I mean, 12-team playoff. You can at least say that probably the 10 best teams are in there. Are the 12 best teams in there? I don't know. Notre Dame could probably have an argument over James Madison, that's for sure. That was a little bit of a head scratcher, honestly, and that's the one that's probably not getting talked about enough. Is that James Madison got in at the 12 seed when there were, and there's already a group of 5 team or group of 4 team that's in there, so that's probably one of the more head scratching ones that's not getting enough attention.
So if we'll talk just a little bit, and then we'll get into the week ahead. There's a lot going on, and after Pittsburgh getting stunned by the Buffalo Bills last week. Baltimore had an opportunity. What a close game, losing to the Steelers by 5.
It was, just a lot of the issues that have plagued the Ravens all season were pretty prevalent, which is, they got off to a slow start, which, last year and the year before was always the Ravens get off to fast starts, and then they, blow the game later on. The offensive line was once again a massive liability, and John Harbaugh has refused to make changes there and refused to bench certain people. And, once again, it came back to haunt the Ravens as Lamar Jackson's protection just wasn't there at some key moments. So there's a lot of issues there. And I got a text last night just simply saying heads must roll.
Yeah.
And that kind of shows you where the fan base is right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, heads are always rolling in Washington when it comes to politics. And
when the president speaks, the eyes start to roll, I have to say, especially lately.
Last night, there was a bit of some humor over the weekend where Trump was calling it the Trump-Kennedy whatever
Center?
the awards. Center
awards. The awards,
yeah. And so what to expect this week? What do you think? And will any headway be made when it comes to health care? Another interesting note, the Kennedy Center Awards last night, but also on 60 Minutes last night, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was in true form, Marjorie Taylor Greene, arguing with, what's her name, from 60 Minutes, and but really coming out strong against President Trump.
Yeah, I mean, this was, I think, to be expected as she's been kind of trending in that direction, and their relationship has very much deteriorated. That's one thing to keep in mind when it comes to what to expect this week. We're finally going to get that vote on health care that Democrats negotiated in terms to keep reopen the government. And we'll see what Chuck Schumer puts on the floor as the Democrats' bill for a vote. And if he goes with what we expect it to be, which is a 3-year extension of the Affordable Care Act premium tax credits, then, this thing stands a very small chance of passing. Yeah. Probably even less chances than the Ravens do of making the playoffs.
Yeah. Which does, again, puts it, you would hope that there will be negotiation and something will get passed that both sides can agree on. But the way politics are going and with the midterms looming there, I just don't know that politics won't be played.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's going to be politics. There always is.
Yeah.
But, the reality is that Republicans and Democrats both want some type of deal done before these tax credits expire, and that's happening soon. I mean, it's a ticking time bomb at this point.
Yeah.
So whatever they decide to put on the floor, they've got to pass something.
And there's one of the areas where Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the other side. It's just shocking to see this turn. I don't know that anyone would have predicted what's been happening there. But this vote is going to be interesting. And also, how much do you think of the Epstein files are we going to see? A, and B, the president came out last week and said, "Yeah, we're going to release the video. There's a video on this second missile fire on that capsized boat off Venezuela, then let's get it out there." But now they're kind of coming back a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see much of that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think there's going to be a push for it, and there already is kind of a push for it after you saw Democrats and Republicans go into a classified briefing with James Bradley and Raisin Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and it seemed like there was two very different opinions of people who went in there. Democrats saw it disturbing and felt that there were people who were, trying to surrender or not at risk and they were getting shot at. But then there were Republicans who went in there and have felt very, very different about how they analyzed the video. So I think there is a question about, if we just see the video, then we can all decide for ourselves.
It is interesting. Tom Cotton is one of those who's completely backing the decision that was made. Although I got to tell you, if you've ever been in the water and a boat is upside down, I'm trying to think of the time. Oh yes, it's the time the float in my pool was upside down. Good luck trying to flip that thing back over while you're treading water in the water, holding onto it. There's just no way that's what they're going to flip that boat over, put the cocaine back into the boat, and then continue on with their mission. I just don't see that. Normally what happens is you're hanging on to the boat
for survival.
And if you're waving at the planes overhead, chances are you're not waving to say, hey, how you guys doing? Especially if
anybody want any Coke?
After you've just been hit. They were holding on for survival. I mean, describing it any other way is just ridiculous. Now, did we still have the right to fire?
Well, allegedly, this is where the whole allegation of a war crime comes in, right?
Yes,
where
that is, yeah. We'll see, Ryan. We'll see where it all goes. But it's there's no shortage. I feel like we've already been through 4 years of President Trump, and we're not even through the first year. Action. Packed. It just is. All right, we'll move on, Ryan, and we appreciate your time. And sorry about the Ravens' loss, but it ain't over yet.
It's pretty close to it.
Okay, have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you. All right, Ryan Schmelz, you can always tell.
Yeah,
he goes from way up here, but after a Ravens loss, and this is a biggie.
It was a biggie because they gave up control of the division, and they're now under 500. But similar to Smitty, you can tell where he's at just by talking about how the football team played.
Just by chatting.
I have to say also, you just mentioned something. I had a conversation with somebody over the weekend, and it was in regard to we were generally talking about some national issues, political stuff, and it was, I said, and I can't believe, it's not even the end of year one for Trump. And they went, wait a minute, it's not? And I went, no. January would be 1 year.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, my God, it feels like it's been 3 years. And I agree.
There's a lot.
Wherever you are on it, for better or worse, he's in the news every single day. And I've said this before. For instance, like I've got here.
Not even just every day. Several times a day, you can always check in and find something new. That's just.
Like my national headline is 6 stories. And it's usually 3 of them are Trump.
Yeah.
And it's on different topics, things he's weighed in on and things like that.
Speaking of that, let's do a quick update on news here. It is 6:41 at WIBX.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
We have clear skies, now 8 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 6:42. This news update is brought to you by the new destination, Kia of Utica, on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. The Supreme Court takes up a major case today, testing whether President Trump can bypass long-standing protections and fire members of independent agencies. The challenge stems from his removal of FTC Commissioner Rebecca Kelly Slaughter, even though federal law only allows such firings for inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance. Justices will consider whether to overturn a 1935 ruling that upheld those limits. Democrats calling for a full investigation into recent U.S. strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean, with Senator Adam Schiff telling Meet the Press the attacks were unlawful and morally repugnant. Schiff wants the Pentagon to release video of the deadly incidents, which has killed about 80 people since September. Meanwhile, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth defended the operations at an event in California, saying those killed were considered terrorists and that President Trump can take military action, quote, as he sees fit, end quote. Luigi Mangione is back in a New York City courtroom today as pretrial hearings in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson enter a second week. Mangione's legal team is pushing to suppress evidence taken from his backpack during his arrest at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania, arguing police searched it without a warrant. The officer who conducted that search could testify today, just as newly released evidence came out over the weekend. Netflix making an $80 billion move to buy Warner Brothers Discovery's studio and streaming business, a deal that the company says could close in the second half of next year after WBD spins off its cable networks like CNN and TNT. With more than 300 million subscribers, Netflix would gain huge industry power, but a senior Trump administration official says the White House is viewing the plan with, quote, heavy skepticism. And the 12-team college football playoff has been unveiled after winning the Big Ten championship. Indiana has jumped ahead of Ohio State for the top spot in the rankings, and controversy as well as Miami gets in over Notre Dame, and James Madison is in as well. So football fans are talking a lot about that even into today. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 6:45. Here's a look at a chilly Weather Center forecast.
Another cold morning, and the cold air is not going anywhere. Just not going to be as frigid maybe as it's been. At least we've started the day above zero. Wind chills may not be in. A good-looking day, lots of sunshine, upper teens. Tonight mainly clear, close to zero. Obviously, Adirondacks, you'll be below zero. Some of our surrounding areas may also be below zero. And maybe some snow showers tomorrow, upper 20s. It's your less of accumulation. More snow showers tomorrow night, Wednesday, with maybe a little rain. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel. WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
Clear skies, 8 degrees at 6:45. And I do have, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have to say that this is similar to when I was with FedEx, that you get that first run of 90-degree weather and you just sweat uncontrollably. And then the rest of the summer, no matter how hot it gets, it just seems manageable.
Yeah.
And I feel like we got the sub-zero temperatures last week. I didn't realize it was 8 degrees when I left the house. I thought it was, 20.
Yeah,
your body adjusts very quickly.
It's very much like in the springtime when you get a 50-degree day, and you're like, wow, it is so beautiful. I was out in the sun, wearing shorts, sitting in the patio, just soaking up that sun. But you get a 50-degree day in July, which can happen.
Yeah.
Or June, more prevalent. It's freaking cold.
You put the hoodie on. Yeah, because your body, what is it, the thickening and thinning of your blood? Is that what it is? Is that the adjustment?
I think it's all mental, in my opinion.
Well, it could be.
I don't know. Mike, couple comments. Offense puts fannies in the seats. Defense wins games.
That's true.
And the Bills have got to work on that. They had a very strong, Davey, a very strong run defense yesterday. They had a horrible pass defense. I mean, they were getting 4 or 5 yards a pass, if not more. And every time on third down, they were converting. So it was a real problem for Buffalo. Mike, also, I was shocked that Notre Dame didn't get in. They're sort of like Duke in basketball. If it's ever close, they're going to get in.
Yeah, they get the benefit of the doubt.
And emergency rooms are already a disaster. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if we end up with all these uninsured people flooding emergency rooms as their primary care physician. We're going to see. We'll see this week what they're able to put together. But here's the problem you're going to have if you're Schumer and Democrats. Republicans don't vote to fix this. He will be incentivized to play politics and to put something out there that he knows they're going to vote no for. And ultimately, the big loser in this, not the Republicans, not the Democrats, the big loser will be that public that relies on those affordable rates. Quick break, and we'll come back at WIBX.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
Clue, live on stage. The uproarious new play based on the hit movie and classic game. Murder and blackmail are on the menu when 6 mysterious guests assemble for a dinner party. Was it Mrs. Peacock in the study with the knife? Or perhaps Colonel Mustard in the library with the wrench? This fast, furious, and funny whodunit will leave you dying of laughter. Clue, live on stage.
December 14th and 15th at the Stanley Theater. Visit BroadwayUtica.org today.
Being prepared for winter weather starts with New Holland. For large snow removal jobs to clearing driveways, New Holland has the equipment to stay one step ahead. Overcome winter's toughest conditions faster, cleaner, and safer with the New Holland lineup of skid steer loaders, compact track loaders, compact wheel loaders, and compact utility tractors. The year-end celebration is going on now. Visit Clinton Tractor today and get equipped for winter.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Which room is next for you? The bedroom? Your kitchen? The living room? Hi, this is Kira Meelan from Meelan's Carpet One. What's holding back that next home project? Is it budget? We have flooring choices for any budget and financing options available. Maybe it's inspiration. If so, come and talk to our experienced design team. We're here to help you get unstuck. Maybe you're putting off redoing a room because you're worried about spills and accidents. Whether it's a pet in training or a growing family, we have flooring solutions that can withstand anything life has to throw at it. We have incredibly durable tile options and 100% water-resistant carpeting that's both beautiful and practical. We have options that inspire, designers who will help bring it all together, and always a beautiful installation. To get the perfect flooring, start with the right flooring store. Visit Meelan's Carpet One on Commercial Drive East in Yorkville.
The holiday sale is on. Save up to $1,350 at Mattress Express on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding store chain, Mattress Express. Hurry in, go to mattressexpressny.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, you can tune into WIBX for the 2025 Keeler in the Morning Christmas Eve extravaganza. We go from 6 until noon on Christmas Eve morning. Tons of guests and celebrities and bits and songs and live music, and everybody comes in. It's almost like a variety show. Everybody's goal is to be funny, especially Mayor Mark Butler in Newport. And it is brought to you by and catered by It's a Utica Thing Restaurant and Bar. If you have a holiday party catered by It's a Utica Thing for the best in Italian foods, pastas, salads, chicken riggies, tomato pie, greens, and the list goes on. You can pick up or they'll deliver and set up for you. Taking orders now through New Year's Eve. You can also get gift cards. Buy 25, get $5 free. And call It's a Utica Thing at 315-738-8946. It's the Keeler Extravaganza for Christmas Eve, December 24, Christmas Eve morning, 6 a.m. until 12 noon. It is my favorite but most exhausting show of the year.
Yeah, you do a lot of talking over the course of 6 hours. You mentioned Mayor Mark Butler and everybody's attempt to crack jokes, etc. To the delight of the audience, much of his attempts at comedy are directed at you.
Yes,
so
he does seem to.
And I know everybody enjoys that. So
he does seem to like to attack. And of course Friday we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the radio station, and there's more to come with that as the week is on. This week, as we have an event that happens on both Thursday and Friday, and a lot of people from former WIBX personalities will be in studio this week, and we'll hear from a lot of them. I do have, and I've uncovered a great deal of audio. Do you remember there was talk, and I think this is something Mary Jo Beach was talking about, talk about one of the things she remembered most was the broadcast from Woodstock.
Yeah.
Were you there for that? Were you here for any of that?
No, I was still in high school. Like, I think I was it 99? Yeah, I was 16.
Yeah.
I have a personal story. Smitty was here for sure, but I have a personal story of a friend of mine who got stranded up there and didn't have a way home, and I don't even know if I should say this.
Well, Stefan got home, though.
Stefan got home, who I believe celebrated a birthday yesterday, so happy belated, Stefan.
Isn't it today, or is his birthday yesterday?
His birthday is today, but he had a big bash yesterday.
Yes, unfortunately, I couldn't make it.
Unfortunately, I didn't go. I accidentally fell asleep.
but I was 16. I had a permit, I believe, and my friend was stuck up there, and it was, from his perspective, was getting chaotic and needed a ride. So my grandmother was asleep. I tried to take my grandmother's car.
Was Sunday night.
I believe this was actually Saturday night. It wasn't when all the fires and stuff.
Okay.
But he even, again, I think things were getting a little unruly. There were so many people.
There was a
he
lot
didn't have
happening.
money.
Yeah.
So I'm backing my grandmother's car out of the driveway, and my mother pulls in behind me. Just happened to be pulling in at the right time. Like,
what are
where
you
the
doing?
hell do you think you're going?
Yeah.
So
here we mentioned Phil Stern, who Davey is still trying to get to come on the radio. Here's a little, was it a riot or wasn't it? If you asked Senator Griffo, mayor then at the time, it was not a riot. Others say it was a riot, including this clip.
It was a riot up there, plain and simple. I was there.
There's one of the call-in, one of the people calling into the program here back in 1999.
So that wasn't Phil Stern, but that was on his show?
No, here's some Phil Stern.
The kids I met were nice kids. Friendly, thank you, please.
No, it isn't.
Good kids. So
Well,
it couldn't have been everybody.
I'm sure most of them were,
Oh,
but, there was
jeez.
someone rioting last night, and they weren't good kids saying please and thank you.
But,
Unless it was please pass me the accelerant and thank you for the firewood.
but you're talking about a few hours out of 72.
That's true, but you know what? It's those few hours that people are going to remember.
Well, he's right there.
And I am not
right
one
there.
to say that I agree with Phil Stern at that time, but he was right. That is what everybody remembers.
So real quick to get back to that, I was up there all weekend long with him, and then Sunday, I told him, I said, "Look at Phil, I gotta go back home. I've had enough. So if something happens, let me know." So I get home, I get a call from him, says, "We got to go back down to the station. They're rioting. They're setting fires to stuff." I said, "No, you're not. No, they're not." He said, "Look at TV." So he says, "Make your way down." So we ended up going back on the air that went down on Clark Mills Road.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. Here's some audio clips from them.
How hot is it here at Woodstock 99? Well, the crowd has been yelling for water. They don't want to drink it. They want it sprayed on them. Maybe we can blame the musicians for the heat. James Brown got things cooking when he and his band opened the festival. Now we go for 2 more days. All sorts of people are here. Everyone from metalheads to rappers to those who just like it all. This is certainly the place for them. For WIBX News, I'm Sam Litzinger.
CBS.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sam Litzinger.
A ton of clips that we have from all of that, and thanks to Jeff Storm for providing a lot of that stuff. So it's not just from 75 years ago. We have archives that go back to more recent times. Things that maybe listen. I was there. My wife and I were there, and it was bad. It was bad. And at any point did we feel like we were in danger? Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make us leave. I was videotaping the whole thing, but it was pretty scary.
Now, you felt to be in danger in terms of
and I'll tell you why. That we weren't in a booth. We just went. My wife had like a blanket out, and we were watching the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so sitting on the ground. But when you got these kids that are like clearly spaced out, they are. I don't know what they're on, but they don't know what they're doing. And they're ripping the walls down, those wooden walls that had artwork on them, and they're ripping them down and then dragging them along the ground like they're coming right at us. I'm like, we better get up because I don't think they see us. Nails sticking out of these things and screws and just throwing them on to another bonfire. There were bonfires all over the grounds as the Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing. And the one scene that I remember so vividly, and I had video of it, and I can't find somebody recorded over it, was the speaker towers or a light tower had to be like, 50 feet in the air or whatever. And there's this kid on top of it, and like he's surfing. And I'm like, at any point, he is going to lose his balance and he's going to fall to the ground and die. And he never lost his balance. I could not believe it. I was videotaping just in case, though.
It was the right mix of ecstasy and vodka.
It must have been. It must have been, because that's really
his balance.
what a lot of what we're talking about. It was a lot of ecstasy, a lot of alcohol, marijuana, all that stuff. There were no rules at Woodstock. No rules. It was something. But IBX was a huge part of all of that, and we'll hear from others as we go on through the week. Lots to get to this morning. Evan Brown, CDC advisors delay a vote on restricting infant hepatitis B vaccinations from last week. We'll see where we stand with all that coming up in just a little bit. Also, there's a new candidate running for the 117th Assembly District in New York. We'll speak with him and a whole bunch more, and an update on the Comets, who I believe split over the weekend, Davey. I know they kept their point streak alive over the weekend. All right, quick break, and we have news coming up straight ahead on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Not ready to make nice. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump says he's a little disappointed that Ukraine's President Zelensky hasn't even read a U.S.-backed proposal for peace with Russia, and that he's just not ready for it. Zelensky's in London today to meet with leaders from the UK, France, and Germany.
Volodymyr Zelensky's European allies want to put Ukraine in a stronger position as peace efforts continue. He says talks will focus on security, air defense, and long-term funding for the Ukrainian war effort. European leaders fear Russia coming out of this conflict in too strong a position, and because they suspect Moscow won't be satisfied by a ceasefire, want any agreement to be backed by security guarantees from Washington as well as their own countries. US and Ukrainian negotiators completed 3 days of talks on Saturday aimed at narrowing gaps on the Trump administration's peace plan. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee wants the public to see video of a second strike on a drug smuggling boat in September, killing 2 survivors of the initial strike.
It was deeply disturbing. It did not appear that these 2 survivors were in any position to continue the fight.
Washington State House Democrat Adam Smith on ABC's This Week. Arkansas Republican Tom Cotton chairs the Senate Intelligence Committee.
It was entirely appropriate to strike the boat again to make sure that its cargo was destroyed. It is in no way violation of the law of war.
He was on NBC's Meet the Press. The Supreme Court today takes up a challenge to President Trump firing Federal Trade Commissioner Rebecca Slaughter.
The Trump administration argues Article 2 of the Constitution gives him the power to remove executive branch officers. They want the court to reconsider the legality of the removal clause, arguing the power to control executive officers naturally includes the ability to remove them at will.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The court ruled in 1935 that FTC commissioners can only be fired for cause. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes. Heroes like Josh Bischoff. Josh began his firefighting career as a volunteer and ultimately became CAL FIRE's Assistant Chief of Tactical Air Operations until tragedy struck and he was killed in a helicopter collision while fighting a California wildfire. He leaves behind his wife Cheryl and their 2 children, Derek and Juliana. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation paid the Bischoff family's mortgage. Support heroes like Josh and their families. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Treasury Department is continuing to look into whether welfare money in Minnesota has been misused and whether a congresswoman knew about it.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said alleged fraud in Minnesota has seen welfare money transferred to accounts overseas.
We are tracking that both to the Middle East and to Somalia to see what the uses of that have been.
The Trump administration thinks that money may have gone to funding foreign terror groups. Some have even linked Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, a Democrat, to the fraud. She says some connection did exist.
People who were
able to donate to our campaign that were involved, we send that money back.
Both were on CBS Face the Nation. Many of the people charged are from Minnesota's Somali community. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Sunday night football, the Houston Texans win their 5th straight game, beating the now 6-7 Kansas City Chiefs 20-10. Houston's 8-5, and there are 4 games left for teams on the playoff bubble to fight their way in.
Bears-Packers is the NFL's oldest rivalry, and Sunday they met at frigid Lambeau Field with first place on the line.
Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it!
Courtesy Fox, the Packers intercepted Caleb Williams in the end zone in the final minute to ice a 28-21 win, taking over the NFC North lead. The Steelers grabbed control of the AFC North with a 27-22 win over the Ravens. Pittsburgh just 7-6, but that's good enough. And the Jaguars blew out the Colts 36-19 to grab first place in the AFC South. Indy quarterback Daniel Jones suffered a season-ending Achilles injury. I'm Tim McMaster, Fox News.
Jeff Kent is elected to baseball's Hall of Fame by its Contemporary Era Committee. He holds the record for most home runs by a second baseman. Stock futures are basically flat as we head into this Monday morning on Wall Street. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
We have clear skies, 7 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. New Hartford police responding to a reported larceny at Lowe's on Middle Settlement Road. Officers say that a male suspect had allegedly selected merchandise, then left the store without paying. Police and store loss prevention were able to determine that suspect was 61-year-old Phil Beretta of Yorkville. He allegedly entered the store while previously being barred from being present on location and stole merchandise. Beretta was charged with burglary in the 3rd degree and petty larceny. A 2-month investigation leading to charges against a 19-year-old from Utica involving forged financial documents. It was in late September that New Hartford police were notified by GPO Federal Credit Union that an unknown person had deposited $2,000 worth of U.S. postal money orders at the GPO branch in New Hartford. A subsequent investigation led to charges against 19-year-old Avery Butler of Utica on allegations of criminal possession of a forged instrument and grand larceny in the 4th degree. Both are felony accusations. Wegmans announcing the recall of a product that has been found on its store shelves. The supermarket chain says the 11.5-ounce and 34-ounce Wegmans unsalted mixed nuts can be contaminated with salmonella. The larger pack has a Best Buy date of July 28th, while the smaller package has a Best Buy date of August 10th. There have been no illnesses reported. Customers who bought the items can return them to the store for a full refund. Central New York drivers paying a little less at the gas pump to fill up these days. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel is now $3.07. That's down a penny from last week and 2 cents over the past month. The statewide average is $3.11. Nationally, it is at $2.95. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is coming up on 7:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, located on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Another cold morning, and the cold air is not going anywhere. Just not going to be as frigid maybe as it's been. At least we've started the day above zero. Wind chills may not be in. A good-looking day, lots of sunshine, upper teens. Tonight mainly clear, close to zero. Obviously, Adirondacks, you'll be below zero. Some of our surrounding areas may also be below zero. And maybe some snow showers tomorrow, upper 20s. It's your less of accumulation. More snow showers tomorrow night, Wednesday, with maybe a little rain. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
We are losing degrees here. Clear skies and 7 degrees at 7:08. All right, from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, a huge come-from-behind win from the Buffalo Bills. They topped the Cincinnati Bengals 38-34. 4 touchdowns from Josh Allen, and this after the Bills trailed at halftime by 11 points. Up next, a showdown against the division-leading New England Patriots. Well, other NFL divisions look a bit different after yesterday's action. The Steelers beat the Ravens 27-22 in Baltimore to reclaim the first-place spot in the AFC North. The Packers beat the Bears 28-21 at Lambeau Field. They now overtake Chicago for the top spot in the NFC North. The Jaguars are kings of the AFC South after a 36-19 beatdown of the Colts from Jacksonville. The bigger story there, the Colts suffered a couple of major losses. The torn Achilles is the diagnosis for Daniel Jones, starting quarterback. He'll be out for the rest of the season. Backup Anthony Richardson Sr. remains on injured reserve due to a fractured orbital bone. The Rams blew out the Cardinals 45-17 on the road to maintain their NFC West lead over the Broncos. The Broncos bullied the Raiders 24-17 from Vegas to stay in first place in the AFC West. And the Texans beat the Chiefs 20-10 last night on Sunday Night Football. Week 14 ends with a Monday Night Football showdown with the Eagles and Chargers from Englewood. Major League Baseball's winter meetings got underway in Florida on Sunday. On the first day of festivities, the contemporary baseball era selected Jeff Kent to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Kent is the all-time leader for home runs among second basemen with 377. In his 17 big league seasons with the Blue Jays, Mets, Indians, Giants, Astros, and Dodgers, Kent received 14 of 16 possible votes in that committee. The Utica Pioneers got a huge win on Saturday night as they beat number 4 in the country, Oswego State. 5-3 was the final there, and, of course, an exciting night for fans as it was the annual Teddy Bear Toss game with New York Sash. The Utica Comets continued their point streak. They got a 5-1 victory at home against Bridgeport on Friday night. They rallied for 2 goals in the third period on Saturday against Lehigh, but unfortunately lost 3-2 in overtime. So the Lehigh Valley Phantoms got the victory on Saturday. Up next for the Comets, they'll be home Wednesday night hosting the Syracuse Crunch. And also on Friday night and Saturday, they'll play Hartford at the Adirondack Bank Center Friday night and Springfield on Saturday. So the next 3 games for the Comets are at home.
Davey, it's Hobica's free money question of the day this morning, and it is a Monday. What are we thinking here?
$100.
Well, now I'm going to say let's. We came off of 500 as an opportunity on Friday.
200.
You want to go with $200? All right.
You still negotiating, Bill?
All on his own. $200 this morning. A great question, and let's see if we can keep the streak going. We've had the last couple of weeks, at least 1 week in the one winner in the week. Let's see if we can keep that going.
I had several people say to me on Friday, actually it was on Saturday night, but about the Friday contest. Oh my gosh, I knew it. I was trying to get in. It was $500. I can't believe that lady didn't know it. Was what I was told.
We had, and here's the other thing. The answer was right in the messages on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anybody who was watching on YouTube totally knew. And what it was is when we did the opening, which was that retro opening from basically we took the original voice of the announcer when in 1948 we went from 500 watts to 5,000 watts. That original announcer, we basically sampled the voice and recreated it, and he was talking about all of the things that have happened over the last 100 years, as if he were still here today to do the announcing. But one thing that was in there was incorrect, and that was
the Titanic.
We basically saying we've covered. I'm using basically a lot. Basically, we've covered. We've covered World War II, the assassinations of presidents, et cetera, but it also included the Titanic, and the Titanic happened in 1913.
Yeah,
I
12
believe.
or 13.
And IBX did not go on the air until 1925. So that was the question. What was the mistake?
1912, April 15th.
What was the mistake made in all the perfect answer would have been Titanic. And that aired in the 6 o'clock hour. Had she heard it, she would have won the $500. So today it's worth $200. We'll get to it coming up in a second. You know how brutal Central New York winters can be. Draft sneaking in, heat leaking out, the furnace working overtime. If your windows just aren't cutting it anymore, right now is a perfect time to add windows at New York Sash for your home. It's the buy two, get one free sale going on right now. Buy 2 New York Sash windows, get one free. Buy 10, get 5 free. Buy 20, get 10 free. It is their biggest sale of the year. And we have the New York Sash windows in our home, and I have to say, they not only keep the noise out when the windows are shut, but it keeps the cold out of the coldest part of the winter, and your heat in the summertime. It works the opposite way. It keeps the cooler air in and the heat out, and then when you want to open the windows and let in that night fresh air, it's just so easy to do. They are quality windows that will increase the value of your home. And buy 2, get 1 free is going on right now. Stop dealing with the cold. Deal with the experts. Visit New York Sash at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, or go online at newyorksash.com to schedule your free, no pressure quote. New York Sash, let their family take care of your family this winter.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County, for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most. We all like convenience, right? ATMs, takeout food, drive-through pharmacies. Now, Bremer's is making it just as convenient to enjoy your favorite wines and spirits with Bremer's to go. It's simple. Place your order at bremerswineandliquor.com or save $5 on your first order with our mobile app. Order during store hours for pickup within an hour. Hey, you can even call us when you get to the store and we'll bring your order right out and load it in the car for you. Now that's convenience. Maybe you're planning a party. Maybe you want to stock up on your favorite wines, or you just want to save time when you're out and about. Whatever the reason, at Bremer's, we're all about incredible customer service. So when you're on the go, we are too. Order at bremerswineandliquor.com or save $5 with our mobile app. Order during store hours for pickup within an hour. It's Bremer's to go, available 7 days a week from Bremer's Wine and Liquor on Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
Hey, it's your radio buddy Jimmy Fallon, host of Fox Across America. We're talking politics, pop culture, and comedy, minus all the rage and finger-pointing. It's real talk for real people who just want to laugh, think, maybe learn something along the way. So join the fun weekdays at noon right here on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, Central New York's home for talk that's smart, honest, and just the right amount of crazy. Fox Across America with your main man, Jimmy Fallon.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hello, I'm Danny Klinkscale, and I worked as a sports and news broadcaster at WIBX from 1986 to 1994. It was a wonderful place to work. It was a tremendous place to refer back to and tell people about. I am proud to be part of the heritage of a truly remarkable radio story. Congratulations, everybody, at WIBX on the station's 100th anniversary.
Hey, Davey, where's Danny Klinksdale now?
The last I knew, he was doing the pre- and post-game show for the Kansas City Royals baseball team.
Okay. Wow. Right. Great talent. One of the many that came out of here. All right, Evan Brown standing by on the lines right now from Fox News Radio. And Evan, good morning. Thanks so much for coming on.
Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations on 100 years.
That's it's you think about it. It is.
How many times have they told us radio is dead? That's it. Done.
That's exactly right. And
Still here, baby.
Yeah, we're still here, and the key is it's still relevant. I mean, that's
of course
the
it
important
is.
part.
And still makes a heck of a lot of money. Don't let Madison Avenue tell you.
Oh, believe me, we do see that. All right,
well, we don't see that. We hear about it.
Right. We hear about it.
They tell you what's happening. Yeah,
That's
I'm in
right.
the same boat, folks.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm telling you. CDC advisors delayed the vote on restricting infant hepatitis B vaccinations last week. How did this whole thing end up? Where are we now?
So the end of all of this, which I think happened on Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. That the CDC's panel of experts that reviews vaccine stuff. They're called the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, or ACIP.
Yeah.
They are now headed up by Dr. Robert Malone, who was a rather big name during the COVID vaccine controversies, as he was not, while he was very much involved and claimed to be the inventor of mRNA technology, he was not a big fan of the COVID vaccine. Anyhow, he's now on that committee, and I think he's the committee vice chair, and he was running the meeting. Anyhow, the point is that in a vote to 6-4, they voted to recommend that newborns, meaning day of birth, no longer get a hepatitis B vaccine dose, the way they have been for the past 34 years. And this is being met with a lot of pushback from a number of doctor groups, American Academy of Pediatrics. I think there are some in hysterics that are saying there will be scores of children dying now because of this. I'm not ready to believe something like that.
Yeah.
What they are saying is, and of course there are people who are mischaracterizing all of this, saying that they're telling kids not to get Hep B vaccine. That's not what they recommended at all. What they're recommending is that if the mother does not test negative for hepatitis B, especially in the last trimester, then you would dose the kid on the day of birth. So, for instance, if the mother is positive, or if they can't determine if she's positive or negative, then the child should get that dose on the day of birth. They're still recommending that all children get the first dose by 2 months. So,
but not on the day they're born.
Just not on the day that they're born. And so now this is an advisory opinion. It goes to the CDC director, who will also consult with the FDA and their vaccine board before making any real changes. And I'm sure it's consulting with Secretary Kennedy about this as well.
Yeah. Again, there's so much mixed messaging going on out there.
Yes, because there's, I think once people hear they don't want you to get a vaccine, then people get very nervous, especially after these past 5-6 years. So, anyhow, yes, they will still recommend that children get Hep B vaccine. Hep B, of course, is very serious. It is incurable. It can lead to liver disease, chronic. It can lead to cancer. It can cause an early death. However, it is normally contracted through unclean living, let's say.
Right.
So your newborn probably isn't partying that hard just yet.
Yeah.
Well, and let me ask you this: what studies or evidence was put forward to say, in the case that you outlined, that the baby should not get this vaccination on the day of birth? They're still saying within 2 months.
Right.
But what was the study that found
on the day of birth versus having it within 2 months?
Yeah. So again, there are studies, and I don't have a list of all of them, and a lot of them are follow-up studies. But sometimes it's just the lack of study that leads to this conclusion. We just don't have enough evidence that the children, especially newborns, are that susceptible to it if the mother is not positive, or if she's not carrying it, if she's not infected.
Yeah.
And how is that newborn getting infected? And we don't know for instance, the argument is being made that we don't know the effect giving that unneeded vaccine dose has on child development. And that's been a big cornerstone of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s tenure at HHS, is the idea that we don't quite fully know how some of these newer vaccines or newer formulations are affecting children beyond the scope of preventing the illness that they're said to prevent.
Yeah. Well, so really what they're saying, though, is that their belief is damage could be caused to the child by having it on the day of birth because they're still recommending you have it within 2 months.
Within 2 months,
Yeah.
yes.
So
there's
very
a lot of
interesting. Yeah.
a lot of growing up in the world that is done within that first 2 months of life, and the child may be stronger and be able to endure the vaccine better. And I'm not just talking about the pinprick of the needle. I'm talking about enduring the, having the vaccine introduced to their systems, and that's different at 2 months of life than it is on day one. So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Interesting. We'll see where it all goes. Eben Brown, as always, we appreciate the time. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. You do the same. I'm going to ask you on a comment.
I just don't understand why we would change if there's no evidence that says it's something
That's
wrong.
the difficulty, is that there are hunches. And in some cases, there are studies that are done, but they're small outlier studies. And this is more for Dr. Hall to explain, but he has explained it before. But there's a lot of what ifs. Well, what if this is what's causing it? We don't have the evidence yet, but we also don't have the absolute evidence that it doesn't cause it. So it's almost like they're taking up to this point, if we don't have evidence that proves something, then you don't act on that, or you may, then you don't act on it. Here they're saying, well, we don't have evidence that it doesn't. We don't have evidence that it does. So we're going to take a precautionary move here, and that is different than what I think we've experienced prior to this.
Right.
I cannot help but believe, though, that as soon as this administration leaves office, and let's say another administration comes in with a different philosophy, whether that be Democrat or Republican, you're going to see a lot of these policies change back in 5 years. Or maybe it takes 8 years. I don't know. This back and forth. I also think you're going to see it. You'll see a change in world philosophy and the way we're handling Europe and all of these things. We are making big changes right now, and I wonder if they last, or if in another, maybe Bill Morehouse could explain, if they last, or when another administration comes in, so things end up getting switched back. That's why I think it's difficult for the rest of the world right now to rely on the United States, because it seems like every 4 or every 8 years, policy's changing.
Correct. And the inconsistency is certainly unnerving.
Tough to rely on, I guess.
So speaking of Bill Morehouse, a quick comment. Bill weighing in on the college football playoff. He says, at least now we're dealing with the 12th and 13th best team, or if you throw out James Madison and Tulane, the 10th and 11th best team instead of the 4th and 5th. Notre Dame always got in because they're named Notre Dame, and because they brought TV money in, because of so many fans, there's so many eyes. But because of betting, he says, they don't need Notre Dame anymore. And I think the bigger question is
the betting. Yeah.
Were they worthy of it or not? And then another comment here, and this came in.
Well, I mean, what other college team has a network contract?
Right.
Notre Dame has a contract with NBC. Every one of their games is on a national network. I mean, it's money.
Certainly, though, all these games would be televised anyway. All these games would be televised.
Not all games are on NBC. Some are on ESPN.
Well, I understand that, but they still have a contract with NBC. Yep. I mean, what other college has that?
Yep.
Yeah, because their fan base is so large. Yeah. Certainly. And then a comment that came in via the WIBX 950 app. I didn't get a chance to share this Friday, but I'll follow up on your Open to the Hour. Congratulations. This is from Carrie Puleo and the Utica Chamber, the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations to WIBX 950 on 100 incredible years on the air. Your commitment to local journalism, thoughtful reporting, and community storytelling has strengthened our region and supported the growth of local businesses and our economy. Thank you for being a trusted voice in the Mohawk Valley and for all you do to keep our community informed and connected. Here's to the next century of excellence from Carrie Puleo and your friends at the Greater Utica Chamber.
That's awesome. Today is National Brownie Day. That's big reporting right there.
Smitty, you got any in the newsroom?
National Brownie Day. Mm-hmm. Your mother makes all sorts of treats, and you bring them in like almost every day. You notice how he kind of hoards them in there?
Well, I noticed that sometimes I'll see the container of brownies or cupcakes or whatever it might be, and I wonder if Smitty doesn't like the frosting or the contents of the brownie, because some days he'll say, "Hey Jeff, you want some brownies?" And other days I never hear anything about it.
She made homemade chocolate chip cookies yesterday, so I only brought in a few to share today.
Yeah, the rest are going to be consumed during Monday Night Football tonight.
He said he only brought in a few to share with himself. That's the thing. All right, let me break. Coming up, we'll do Habakkuk's free money question of the day, and this morning it is worth $200. And a good one today. Let's see if we can keep the winning streak going here. $200 on the line. We'll do that. Also, a candidate for the 117th Assembly District, Bob Walters. And someone saying here this morning that the kid, what's his name, that is taking Rozier to court, that court case will go back and Pickett will go back to court on Thursday. And we'll have some sort of an update on that. If you're following along, there have been some claims that the Oneida County Republican Party may not be operating legally, and they're challenging that in court. We'll see what comes of all of it later on in the week. News is coming right up at WIBX.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax to its sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
This station is brought to you by Notre Dame Catholic Schools. Buy your raffle ticket today for a chance at $100,000. Must be 18 and purchase in person. Call 315-724-5118.
In a world that often feels divided, we choose Christ, compassion, community. At the Good News Foundation, faith is more than belief. It's a way of living, loving, and lifting up one another. We offer programs designed to bring healing, hope, and connection to people at every stage of life. Whatever path you're on, we're here to walk with you. Good News Foundation, sharing faith, offering hope, and serving others.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Still getting colder. Some sunshine, but now we are down to 6 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaske, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is 7:31. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. President Trump is warning that Netflix's plan to buy Warner Brothers Discovery could be a problem. Speaking Sunday at the Kennedy Center Honors in D.C., Trump said Netflix already commands a significant market share, and if it acquires Warner Brothers, it'll go up even more. Netflix announced Friday it planned to buy the historic studio and its streaming assets in a $72 billion deal, nearly $83 billion when accounting for debt, that will require federal approval. The Supreme Court set to hear arguments today in a high-profile case over whether President Trump can fire members of an independent agency, going around protections designed to protect those agencies from political pressure. It stems from Trump's firing of Rebecca Kelly Slaughter, a member of the Federal Trade Commission. Federal law allows for firings like this only in cases of inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office. The High Court will decide whether a 1935 ruling that upheld those restrictions should be overturned. Somber ceremonies were held around the nation Sunday to mark the 84th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. Only a dozen survivors of the December 7th, 1941 Japanese attack on the U.S. naval base are still alive today. All are over 100 years old, and despite the hopes of many, none of them were able to attend Sunday's event in Hawaii. Mother Nature showing no mercy as more Arctic air is headed for the Midwest and eastern U.S. states. Temperatures could be below zero this morning in parts of the Midwest, while dropping into the teens in other states. Here, we are single digits. Light snow is possible, and forecasters say heavier snow could come later in the day. The Fighting Irish are calling it quits for the season. Notre Dame failed to make the field of 12 for the college football playoffs. The team has since pulled its name from bowl consideration. In a statement, the team thanked their fans and said they're focused on winning the championship next year. They close out the regular season at 10-2. And Bill, pop star Katy Perry and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau are now Instagram official. Perry posted a pic of the couple over the weekend enjoying sushi in Japan. The post comes after months of speculation that the two were dating.
I don't know what to think about that.
I'm heartbroken. I was still holding out hope. She never responded to my messages, so.
You know, I got to say, I think that career-wise, if you followed her career, she's becoming a bit on the irrelevant side. So
Yes.
this is, now she's a first lady.
Well, and part of, he's a former prime minister.
Understood.
She also, when they went up, and I don't remember what it was called, but they had like a half a dozen women who went up into space.
That was awful.
And if I remember correctly, she was
played it up
basically
like
saying
that,
I
but
was
they
an
didn't-
astronaut.
But they didn't go up into space. That's the other
Right,
thing.
they went on the
just
verge
went on
of
the edge.
the atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal, and if we
it's
were
a-
to do that, it would. If you did it, it would be bigger than your normal Tuesday. That's for damn sure, right?
Correct.
However,
Doesn't make me an astronaut,
she
though.
played it off as if she was now an astronaut. She took one step for womankind, or whatever.
Let's see. Lance and Lee says, reported on Rozier's court case, but nothing about the Rome mayor's trial that is this week. I see where your priorities are.
Yeah. Well, I'm only talking about that because the kid Pickett was coming on the air and then canceled because of the court appearance and said that he would come in after the court appearance. He has reached out to us. We've also reached out to Mr. Rozier. In terms of the, I've been waiting for details. We've been looking for details on the Lanigan situation because last week, and I believe we talked about this, but last week there was a court appearance over whether or not the video would be released as it's been foiled. And I think up to this point, there's been no ruling on that. The video has not been released.
Yeah, no, and I'll have to double check, but I think it's
it's most likely something people, I feel, should see.
And why is it being handled then a case where, let's say, there's an alleged physical confrontation at the mall? Or was it because it's a public place, but they were at a golf course? I don't understand.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But she denied their FOIA
I thought it was
request.
denied.
She denied it.
Why?
So, and I also
That
find
starts on Friday.
Bill, if you and
his
I
trial.
got in a fight like
the
this,
trial.
if Bill came over and helped me to my car, and there was a video of it, and there was a court case about it, I don't think it would be withheld.
Well,
because he's a mayor?
Unless it's being withheld because there is a trial, and then it will come out in the trial, and it will be seen. Is this a jury trial or is this just in front of a judge? I don't know. But Lanigan is taking it to court. He would not accept a deal. The other thing that is quite ironic.
Well, what he said when he was on the program was it was essentially he didn't think it was fair to characterize it as an offer or a deal because he said the offer was just plead guilty to your charge and whatever happens.
The other thing I find interesting is you have what I find interesting is it shows you, Lance, the separation in the Republican Party right now, where Mr. Rozier has made it quite clear anyone connected to Pacenti he's against, and it's very odd that the head of the Republican Party is at odds with the county executive or anyone that is close to him, which is his party. Republicans. And one would think that the head of the Republican Party, quote unquote, would either be Griffo or County Executive Pacini based on their tenure. So I find it interesting that the chairman of the Republican Party, who also owns a radio station, is suing to expose the Republican mayor in Oneida County's second largest city. That's odd too, and I would think fairly abnormal.
Yeah, it should be out though.
I'm not saying it shouldn't at some point, but maybe it shouldn't come out until after the trial. Legally, I don't know the answer to that. And maybe we can get an answer from somebody. But I would just say to you that I don't know why she said no, but it may have been because there's a pending trial.
Lance and Lee followed up to say the correction officer video was released immediately. And again, I think and I'm not disputing what you're saying, but if the argument is this could influence a potential jury, well, that would apply in this case also.
And your question earlier is it being withheld because he is a mayor?
And you have two former mayors here?
And there are two former mayors, right? You have a former mayor and, right?
Yeah.
So I think the answer to that would be it shouldn't be.
Correct.
I would agree with you. All right, we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day, and it's worth $200 today. A very generous Davey this morning. Worth $200. And we're calling for number what? Calling number... He's showing fingers for those that are listening on the radio.
Caller 5.
They showed 5 fingers. So caller 5 right now at 315-736-0186. Caller 5, your chance to win $200 right now at WIBX.
Another cold morning, and the cold air is not going anywhere. Just not going to be as frigid maybe as it's been. At least we've started the day above zero. Wind chills may not be in. A good-looking day, lots of sunshine, upper teens. Tonight mainly clear, close to zero. Obviously, Adirondacks, you'll be below zero. Some of our surrounding areas may also be below zero. And maybe some snow showers tomorrow, upper 20s. It's your less of accumulation. More snow showers tomorrow night, Wednesday, with maybe a little rain. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel. WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
All right, we're at a sweltering 6 degrees. Oh, you're saying I went down 1. I'm at 6 now. And some partly clear skies, but a cold start to your day. Free money question is next on WIBX.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
We are here with Tom Giglio from Script Stop Pharmacy, Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, our industry ace. What sets you apart from other pharmacies?
Script Stop Pharmacy, 131 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, New York. We're changing the game. We're a locally owned pharmacy, and we'll treat you like family. With fast, friendly service, no-wait immunizations, and automatic refills, we ensure that you never miss a dose. Pick up the phone and give us a call at 315-790-5300, and you won't have to sit on hold with an automated answering system. You'll be able to actually reach out to a person. You won't have to wait in a long line only to find out that your prescription isn't ready or is not in stock. We offer a wide range of services, including text message alerts when your prescriptions are ready. We have an app that you can manage your medications in, and we offer free delivery across all of Oneida County. And with 75 years of combined pharmacist experience, we're here to serve you quickly, reliably, and with a smile. Need a script, make the stop, or just call Script Stop.
Too much on your list this season? Get 50% off your first 6 months of payroll at gusto.com/radio. Gusto saves you 2 days every month on payroll, taxes, and compliance. So you can go from making payroll to making gingerbread houses, checking your books to decking the halls, spreadsheets to snow angels. Switch before the end of the year and there's no need to transfer payroll history. Now that's a reason to be merry. Choose a future with Gusto and get more time for what matters. For a limited time, get 50% off your first 6 months at gusto.com/radio.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
This year, give the gift of music, the gift of awe and wonder, the gift of a beautiful summer's day in upstate New York, highlighted with world-class opera and musical theater just minutes from Cooperstown. This year, give the gift of the Glimmerglass Festival. A variety of ticket packages are available for our 2026 season, or give a Glimmerglass gift card so they can enjoy the performances that fit their schedule. Visit glimmerglass.org and begin planning the summer experience of a lifetime at the 2026 Glimmerglass Festival.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
Too much on your list this season? Get 50% off your first 6 months of payroll at gusto.com/radio. Gusto saves you 2 days every month on payroll, taxes, and compliance. So you can go from making payroll to making gingerbread houses, checking your books to decking the halls, spreadsheets to snow angels. Switch before the end of the year and there's no need to transfer payroll history. Now that's a reason to be merry. Choose a future with Gusto and get more time for what matters. For a limited time, get 50% off your first 6 months at gusto.com/radio.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
We're bringing in a candidate for public office, and we're bringing in a blast from the past. Two people coming in studio here in a second. A blast from the past.
One of them might be sworn to silence, though. We're going to try to crack that. We're going to try to crack that open.
It's time for Hobica's free money question of the day, and it this morning is worth $200. $200 on the line, and it's from the Hobica law firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, 315-724-1600. On the line right now, ready to take a shot, is Sandy in Utica. Hello, Sandy. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right. All right. You know how this works. You get exactly 7 seconds to answer, and it's worth $200.
Okay.
All right. So here we go with your question. You, Sandy, endure 86,400 of these every single day. What are we talking about? Ready, go.
Your eyes blinking?
Is it blinking of the eyes? I was hoping this number would ring a bell for you. 86,000. You endure 86,400 of these every single day. Manaski, you're looking with a squint.
Yeah, I'm confused. So it's not eye blinking. Breathing? We endure 86,000 of these every day.
Well, there are 60 of them in a minute.
Oh, seconds.
Seconds. Yeah.
Oh, seconds.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
I apologize for that. 86,000.
That's a good question.
There are 86,400 seconds in every single day. So,
okay.
Although I got to tell you something, I guarantee you I snooze off for some of them and don't even realize they passed. All right, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. Go to Aquavino, Taylor and the Cook, the Comets games, Pioneer games, Nexus, and the list goes on, all right? So,
thank you very much.
Sandy, stand by, and Davey's going to hook you up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I thought that was a goodie. A tough one, but a goodie. In studio right now is Bob Walters who's asking for the headphones to be turned down a little too loud. Bob is a candidate for the 117th Assembly District, running for the seat that is currently held by Ken Blankenship, and he's in studio right now. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Ever.
Nice and tight, if you would, on the microphone.
Right up to you.
And you know what to do with it. Pull that mic over there. You brought along with you a former staff member here at WIBX, as a matter of fact.
Yes, I did.
A blast from the past who I haven't seen in a long time. I believe he's been in hiding. John Doty. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
You used to sit right behind this microphone.
Yes, back in the day.
Back in the day.
The golden day. The golden day of radio.
And you caused your own form of trouble.
All the time.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're working along with Bob here.
I just gave him a ride here.
Okay. All right, Bob.
He's an Uber driver now.
We all know from Doty over there, that just doesn't happen. Okay, Bob, tell us why people in the 117th should consider you.
Well, I come from an extensive background as far as public housing. I am a retired executive director of a night housing authority. And one of the things as far as my background is concerned, my background is construction management. I have a BS in construction management from a local school. We all know Utica College, now Utica University. Well, it was my dream to actually be in the field and work along with the guys and ladies, of course. And somehow life has a turn of events where I wind up behind the desk, and I am now more people-oriented and helping people. And I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And, it's got to say something. I've worked 30 years in the industry and been successful.
And why the Blankenbush seat? Why do you feel that it's time to replace him?
I think I can provide that stronger leadership. We need new leadership. One of the things I'm fully in favor of is term limits. If you look on my webpage, and that'll be Bob Walters for NY117 Assembly, or my Facebook page, everybody's more than welcome. You'll see that I'm probably the only candidate that has signed a pledge. Not only did I sign a pledge to the various things that I stand for, but it's notarized.
Okay.
Meaning it's a legal document.
Yeah. And the pledge, what do you stand for? What does that pledge say?
I believe in the Second Amendment. Strongly believe in the Second Amendment. I think our rights are being infringed upon moment by moment by moment. Every time you turn around, somebody is taking more and more freedom away from us people.
We actually had a Scope in here the other day, and I was really surprised to see the changes that have been made in New York State gun laws just in the last 5 years. There are a lot of new restrictions and a lot of new licensing fees.
I'm an avid hunter.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I especially adore is goose and duck hunting.
Okay.
And I simply went to Bucks and Bolts, which is in Vienna, and I went simply to pick up a box of shot shell for bird, for hunting goose.
Right.
It took me 2 days to get it. I have a pistol permit, and I also have long guns. Now, I have no problem with law enforcement whatsoever, and it took 2 days for me to actually take home a box of shot shell to continue goose hunting.
Yeah, it's one of the things we talked about with Bo Rybarski from Scope about that, is this idea that you got to have a background check, even if you're licensed. You have a background check that you pay for. I think it's only $250, but still, it's an unnecessary fee probably to buy ammunition. And then if you were to walk out of the store, go to your car and say, "Oh, you know what? I forgot we were going to go next week. I got to get another box." You walk back in, you're subject to another background check. I mean, there is some redundancy for sure. I can understand wanting to know who's making purchases.
Yeah.
Certainly in the permitting process. But yeah, it's a little bit much. And I've lost my list here. But even if you're concealed carry, and and nobody wants to see violence anywhere, but you're prohibited from carrying it at church. There's a whole list of places where it's like you can essentially carry it from your house to your car, but you can't carry it anyplace else because everything else is restricted.
Well, and I think it's also turning people into ultimately criminals, right? Because many people don't follow these. They're in a bar, for instance.
In a bar, a place where alcohol is served, yeah.
Right.
Whether you're drinking or not.
There's a long list of places that you can't. I want to ask John Doty over there. John, why do you support Bob? Nice and tight. These mics aren't like the old ones.
Oh, wow, we're the old ones now.
The old ones. These are like you got to be right on top of them. So.
Well, you know, when somebody new comes along, and we run a country of complacement. Most of your politicians have been there. They're collecting pensions that are unbelievable. New people, new ideas. Now, in New York, especially here, you don't hear anybody saying anything. And I'm going to tell you about, you were talking about Second Amendment. If you go hunting with your long gun and you leave it in your trunk, you're breaking the law. It's a misdemeanor. If it's not in a metal box, then that box must be bolted to the truck. That's a law now in New York State.
Yeah, so there are a lot of new laws that have been signed into law in the last 4 or 5 years that I think people would be really surprised by this, which is why there's scope. They keep on top of all of these.
To your original question, why do I support someone like Bob?
Yes, yeah.
Because Bob stands for the things that we have been taken away from us. We live in a state that's the highest overall tax in the country. We can't buy the kind of cars we want to buy after a certain year. We can't build and heat our homes the way we want. It reminds me of a country that I know of. A couple of them. Russia, China.
Okay. I do think those have not been implemented as of yet. They haven't been reversed, but they've certainly been paused.
It's the idea of it.
Yes.
I back a person like Bob because Bob's ideas, if you go to his website and you check it out, you're going to see that it addresses what we deal with as New Yorkers.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason. And his care. I mean, you know, his projects in Verona, New York, the housing project that owns a senior center that has a waiting list of 2 years. And the state told him it wouldn't work, but he believed in it.
John, if I may, that took, which what he's referring to, is
tight on that microphone, please.
The Jason Gwilt Memorial Senior Apartments, and that's in Verona.
Yeah.
Directly across from St. Mary's. If you go into Sylvan Beach, you cross the bridge. Well, that took 10 years. That took a lot of convincing as far as state people that you can actually have. And one of my biggest things is the seniors that I serve. I loved and I missed the tenants that I worked for, not with, but for. And they were very important. But it took 10 years to convince these people to put not only housing for these senior and disabled folks, but in addition, my wife, who is the executive director of 50 Forward here in Utica, also has a center in Verona Beach, and it's contiguous, all under the same roof. She, believe it or not, for something they originally told me from the state, said, this will never work. This will never work.
Yeah.
Believe me when I tell you, because I've been in this business a long time, is what they said. If you build 30 units, you'd be lucky to rent 15. We built 50. There's a waiting list that is 60 strong right now.
Wow.
And on top of which, my wife, her membership, her clientele, just in Verona, is over 850 members.
Wow.
For something that would not work.
Yeah.
I believe in new ideas. You sit there long enough. Let me ask you a question, gentlemen. Do you believe in term limits? That is why I believe in term limits. New ideas.
Yeah.
A couple of things I want to mention here as well. Crime and security, obviously bail reform has been a controversial issue, and many would argue has not been a good thing for the state. And the state budget, which continually seems to be passed later and later each year. I think this year it was a month late. So you want to comment on the crime and the budget issues?
Well, first and foremost, I am a strong, very strong supporter. I have family members that are veterans. I believe in veterans. I believe in law enforcement. And yes, I'll go out and say Yes, what ICE is doing, I 100% agree. Because you know something? If it says illegal, it's illegal. That is the difference. What they're doing is only enforcing the law.
Right.
So
you wouldn't really have to deal with that as an assemblyman, though.
no,
probably, right?
no.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, and along that line too, Department of Corrections, don't you think we need to revisit, and not just from an administrative end? What's going on? Don't get me wrong. I don't believe what occurred with what's currently going on as far as with the trials, with murder charges and what have you, conviction. But you have to also consider the fact what is going on in corrections with these people. You can't find people to actually be gainfully employed in the corrections industry. Why?
Right.
Why? Because the individuals that are incarcerated have more rights than the people that work in these facilities. It's a dangerous atmosphere. And if you put somebody in an atmosphere for 8 hours and subject them to it, and then you tell them, by the way, whoever, Joe Blow, could not come today, so you're going to have to work a double shift again. So now you're working 16 hours. You become a product of that environment.
Yeah. We are out of time. I appreciate it. His name is Bob Walters. He'll be primarying Blankenbush coming up next year for the seat.
Yes, I will. And before I do exit and stage left,
okay,
I want to say congratulations on your 100th anniversary.
Thank you. Do you think we look 100?
No, but I...
All right.
John, hang with us. It's going to cut us off.
From the Stanley Theater Studio,
Automated.
WIBX Utica, Rome.
Stand by.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
It could be a problem. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. That's what President Trump says about a deal for Netflix to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, giving it two of the biggest streaming services, Netflix and HBO Max. The president says he'll be involved in the approval process.
Netflix is a great company. They've done a phenomenal job. Ted is a fantastic man. I have a lot of respect for him, but it's a lot of market share. So we'll have to see what happens.
Ted Sarandos is the co-CEO of Netflix. The purchase would include the Warner Brothers movie and TV studios, but not its cable networks like CNN. The president was asked about the deal before last night's Kennedy Center honors in D.C. He's at the White House today and gives a speech about the economy tomorrow.
Not far from his predecessor's hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, President Trump will make the case his policies are bringing down cost and making life more affordable. The economic messaging comes amid polling that shows Americans are frustrated with the economy and Democratic gains in recent elections. President Trump has dismissed the idea that Democrats are the party of affordability, calling that a con job, and pointing to the price of gas and groceries as evidence of his economic success. White House officials indicate tomorrow's stop in Pennsylvania is the first in what will be a nationwide tour during 2026. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
New York City's mayor-elect posts a video advising immigrant New Yorkers how to not comply with federal immigration agents.
Zohran Mamdani releasing the video to social media.
These are the things that every New Yorker should know. First, ICE cannot enter into private spaces like your home, school, or a private area of your workplace without a judicial warrant signed by a judge.
He also warned immigrants not to impede an ICE investigation, resist arrest, or run. In New York, Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Ukraine's President Zelensky is meeting today in London with British, French, German, and European Union and NATO leaders. President Trump says Zelensky hasn't even read a U.S. proposal for peace with Russia. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes. Heroes like Josh Bischoff. Josh began his firefighting career as a volunteer and ultimately became CAL FIRE's Assistant Chief of Tactical Air Operations until tragedy struck and he was killed in a helicopter collision while fighting a California wildfire. He leaves behind his wife Cheryl and their 2 children, Derek and Juliana. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation paid the Bischoff family's mortgage. Support heroes like Josh and their families. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Men accused of killing United Healthcare CEO last year is due back in a New York City courtroom today.
The judge in the case against Luigi Mangione is weighing whether to allow key evidence to be seen by jurors in his murder trial. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on December 4th, 2024, outside a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. The hearings only deal with the state criminal case against Mangione. He also faces federal charges that could bring the death penalty. Over the weekend, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office released new photos of evidence, including a pocket knife with zip ties and a handwritten to-do list that was allegedly in Mangione's pocket when he was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
An attempted coup in West Africa appears to have failed.
The president of Benin has condemned a coup that he says has been thwarted by his country's army. Yesterday, a group of soldiers appeared on Benin's state TV station to announce the government had been dissolved. But later, Benin's interior minister announced on Facebook that the coup had been foiled. Appearing on television, President Patrice Talon said what he called fleeing mutineers were still holding hostages and indicated that some people may have died in the incident but didn't provide numbers. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A Cinnabon worker in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin gets herself fired.
The woman fired after making a string of racist comments to a black Somali couple. Throwing the N-word into the mix as the couple filmed her, warning her that she was going to lose her job. The Cinnabon worker admitting on camera she's a racist while making obscene gestures. It's not clear what started the diatribe. Cinnabon saying the ex-employee's actions do not reflect the values of Cinnabon.
Fox's Ted Linder. A water leak at the Louvre Museum in Paris damages up to 400 documents in a library room of its Egyptian Antiquities Department. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Sunshine, but just 6 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. New Hartford police responding to a reported larceny at Lowe's on Middle Settlement Road. Officers were told that a male had entered the store, selected merchandise, and left without paying. A subsequent investigation identified the suspect as 61-year-old Phil Beretta of Yorkville. He faces allegations of burglary in the third degree and petty larceny. A 2-month investigation has led to the arrest of a 19-year-old from Utica in an investigation involving forged financial documents. Now, New Hartford police were called in late September regarding a deposit at the GPO Federal Credit Union of $2,000 worth of U.S. postal money orders. The money orders were later determined to be counterfeit, a subsequent investigation resulting in charges of criminal possession of a forged instrument and grand larceny against 19-year-old Avery Butler of Utica. Both of those are felony allegations. Wegmans announcing the recall of a product that has been found on its store shelves. The supermarket chain says its 11.5-ounce and 34-ounce Wegmans unsalted mixed nuts could be contaminated with salmonella. The larger pack has a best buy date of July 28th, while the smaller package has a best buy date of August 10th. There have been no illnesses reported. Customers who bought the items can return them to the store for a refund. Central New York drivers paying a little bit less to fill up at the pump. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of fuel right now $3.07 in our area. That's down a penny from last week. It's also 2 cents more than what we were paying 1 month ago. The statewide average is at $3.11, and nationally it is at $2.95. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is 8:07. Here's a look at a chilly Weather Center forecast.
Another cold morning, and the cold air is not going anywhere. Just not going to be as frigid maybe as it's been. At least we've started the day above zero. Wind chills may not be in. A good-looking day, lots of sunshine, upper teens. Tonight mainly clear, close to zero. Obviously, Adirondacks, you'll be below zero. Some of our surrounding areas may also be below zero. And maybe some snow showers tomorrow, upper 20s. Into less of accumulation. More snow showers tomorrow night, Wednesday, with maybe a little rain. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine and 6 degrees at 8:08. All right, from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, a nice come-from-behind win for the Bills. 38-34 as they take down the Bengals. 4 touchdowns for Josh Allen. Elsewhere, the Steelers beat the Ravens 27-22. They now take over first place in the AFC North. The Packers beat the Bears 28-21 at Lambeau. They're now in first place in the NFC North. Elsewhere, the Jags overtake the AFC South after a 36-19 beatdown of the Colts in Jacksonville. The bigger story there, Colts starting quarterback Daniel Jones will miss the rest of the season. He has a torn Achilles. Backup Anthony Richardson Sr. remains on injured reserve with a fractured orbital bone. The Jets lost yesterday to the Dolphins, 34-10. New York now 3-10 on the season. They've dropped 3 of their last 4. The Giants seem to be in a better place after their bye week. After the Titans' victory over the Browns and the Raiders lost to the Broncos, Big Blue has taken over as the team that holds the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Giants are 2-11. They'll host the Commanders coming up in Week 15. Major League Baseball's winter meetings got underway in Florida on Sunday on the first day of festivities. The contemporary baseball era elected Jeff Kent to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Kent is the all-time leader for home runs among second basemen with 377 in his 17 big league seasons. He played for the Blue Jays, Mets, Indians, Giants, Astros, and Dodgers. Kent received 14 of 16 possible votes. In other news, the Red Sox, Tigers, Rays are among teams that have expressed interest in acquiring Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte in a trade. Marte has been an all-star in each of the past 2 seasons with Arizona. And getting back to the Hall of Fame voting, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy, and Gary Sheffield did not receive the required number of votes for induction into the Baseball Hall. Monday Night Football wrapping up Week 14 on the radio station tonight, right here on WIBX. Eagles and Chargers from Inglewood. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock.
I do want to bring in Davey, if we could, because if you're not listening at 6 o'clock in the morning, then you don't get to hear the enthusiasm that Davey has for the Buffalo Bills. Davey.
Well, sometimes it's enthusiasm.
Sometimes it's
frustration.
It's plain anger. Davey, your review of the Buffalo Bills game from yesterday.
Superman is throwing his name back into the MVP. 4 touchdowns, really well, 65-yard run. The defense needs to soar up the third down pass because we're going to come to Foxborough and the Bills are going to beat the Patriots, and we're going to be back up on top, and we're going to win this division.
Well, we're going to need another loss from New England if the Bills win.
New England's got a pretty easy schedule. They have the Jets and the Dolphins still.
Well, the Dolphins could be a problem for them. The Jets, I don't see it.
But it's not easy for the Bills.
No.
New England, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. New England, Pittsburgh, the Eagles, and the Jets.
Okay, so we do play Pittsburgh.
New England, Cleveland, Philadelphia, sorry.
Yeah,
and
I
the
didn't
Jets.
think it was Pittsburgh.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting end, right? Going to be big. Superman is back in the MVP hunt. Okay.
He sure is.
I don't care about the MVP. I really just want them to make it and win at the Super Bowl.
I just want to go to a Super Bowl. I just want to see them win and go down to Orchard Park and see the celebration of the Bills.
All right. I do know that you're not alone in this. Stefan Rubitsky also watched this game. Stefan is on 2. Good morning, Stefan. You saw the game. It was a huge comeback for Buffalo.
Yes, it was. It was a great game.
You also were at the Pioneers game on Saturday night. That was an enormous victory for Utica as they knock off the number 4 team in the country.
Yeah, and they scored early in the first period, and for us to throw the Bears onto the ice, and that was a great scene.
It was.
Everyone throwing the Bears on the ice, and it goes to a good cause.
It all stays local, and we thank the people of New York Sash for continuing that each and every year. All right, anything else you want to add, Davey?
Happy birthday, Stefan.
Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday, Stefan.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. He sent me a message that he was over at Tony's in Washington Mills, and I could not make it over there. But happy birthday, Stefan.
Are they doing the buffet on on Saturdays and Sundays as well?
No, they do not.
Just Monday through
Friday.
That's a huge buffet, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
Actually, might go there for dinner tonight.
All right,
And it's good.
All right, Stefan. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day, guys.
Happy birthday. How old are you now, by the way?
75.
47 years old.
47 years old. Wow. Oh, boy.
You're
Okay.
75 years old today? Holy smokes.
Holy smokes. It's crazy. All right, Stefan. Thank you. Listen, you can wrap.
And happy 100th birthday to WIBX.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And we'll continue to celebrate that as the week goes on. And you have a great day, Stefan. Thank you. Wrap up the year with extra cheer and extra savings at GPO Federal Credit Union. Drive into the new year with an auto loan as low as 4.24% APR for 60 months on 2022 to 2026 models with checking and direct deposit. Or grow your savings with their 14-month term share certificate special at 4% APY. Need a little extra for the holidays or winter home upgrades? Their holiday loan and warm home loan are both as low as 5.99% APR for 12 months. Visit gpofcu.com or your nearest branch and wrap up the year in savings only at GPO. Your journey, their commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence. Membership eligibility required. NCUA insured. Rates are based on credit. Restrictions apply. Offer ends at the end of the month. Yeah.
You want some comments?
I love comments.
All right. So Dana says
We have comments.
talking about the video of the incident between.
Are you talking about the
Lanigan and Brown?
Okay.
The current Rome mayor and a former Rome mayor. She says, of course, there was an effort to release the video of what may have occurred between the two, and that was denied. Dana says, and yet the videos of the corrections officer was released prior to any trial. Somebody else echoed those comments last hour as well. Couldn't agree more. Lance and Lee says, if Palmieri allegedly assaulted Tim Julian, that video would be playing hourly at the Marquee Theater. And I've got...
I forgot Lance is. Maybe Lance is Palmieri.
I don't know. I don't think so.
He's a lover of Palmieri.
Let's see.
I can't figure out because he crosses party lines. Lance does.
Sometimes he does,
and I think he does that just to screw with us. As we're on the minute we feel like we're on the scent, we're figuring out who he is. He'll throw in something and be like, "Oh, that's so weird. I didn't realize he would like that person."
Well, and I think, like most people, Lance probably feels strongly about one side or the other, but there's also overlap. You don't agree 100% with everything. If you like Trump, you don't. Well, I guess.
Yeah, some are all in.
Some are all in.
No matter where they are, both sides of the aisle, some are all in.
And this comes from former City Controller Mike Sermonaro. Hi, Jeff. Congratulations to WIBX on 100 years. It's always been a classy operation and a standout in radio leadership throughout its tenure. My foray into politics came when Danny Fusco, Ralph Romano, Joe Graziano, Hank Brown, Art Levy all ruled the airwaves in a very competitive fashion. It's been an incredible ride. Good luck for another 100 years.
And I do have to say, throwing that name out there, Art Levy, I thought it was Levy.
Maybe it is. I might have pronounced it wrong.
Yeah. Levy. Art Levy hired me for my first time in radio.
No kidding.
I was a junior in high school, and I got to give a weather forecast once an hour while playing the record that featured American Top 40 with Casey Kasem.
So we had...
I'm Casey Kasem.
You go ahead. You have a great impression.
No, it's not that good.
No, it is very good. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I am done.
Can I tell a quick John Doty story?
Yeah.
This is when I first started.
John Doty, a blast from the past.
Yes, it was nice to have him in. I wish he would have said more. We should have given him more time. Maybe we can get him back on. Did you get his cell phone? We got to reach out to him and get him back on.
That's got to be top secret. only the FBI has John's cell phone.
Well, I have to tell you, there was, when I first started, wasn't even on the air at IBX or anywhere here. one of the things I would have to do was run some programs on our FM stations down the hall. Now, we were in the old building at the time. And what was the name of John's show? Do you remember what John's show was called? Go ahead.
I sure do, Jeff. Behind the Headlines.
Behind the Headlines. That's a great name. So somebody had called on Sunday night, like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And I was still very new here. And they called and they said, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm supposed to be on the air with John Doty tomorrow morning. He said, unfortunately, something's come up and I can't make it. So I made a couple of calls to who were my managers at the time, and I didn't really get anywhere. So I left a note, hey, John Doty's guest for Behind the Headlines can't come in tomorrow. And John never got that message until he showed up to do his show with that guest who wasn't going to come in. And you can say he was quite frustrated.
Yeah.
So when it came to me, why didn't you call John? I said, I don't have John's number. I don't know how to get a hold of him. So, and I'll never forget it. John went around the newsroom with his business card and a stapler. Stapling every 6 inches.
Sounds like John.
Stapling his business card to the wall, just in case it ever happened again, I would know how to get a hold of him.
When you got a phone call from John Doty, you knew you were getting a tip, and it was going to be something big, and it's going to be something that he says that no one knows this, but, and then he would proceed to tell you what nobody knew.
Yes. Well, and at that time, the message I got was something I didn't know, and that was what his cell phone number was to make sure I never let that happen again in the future.
Anyway, pretty wild. We'll speak with him again. Austin Janowski is a 1989 graduate of New Hartford Central School, and he landed a role in this 5th season of Stranger Things. And we're going to speak to him coming up at WIBX. Looking for things to do, and you don't know what to do, go to herkimercountyny.gov/events. Everything happening in Herkimer County is there. And if you have an event, you can submit it as well. And you know, before long, the snowmobile trails will be opening up. Ski resorts, there's already a lot of snow in northern Herkimer County. And even in southern Herkimer County, there's a lot of snow. It's a big early start to the snow season. And you can see all of the things that are going on in Herkimer County. Go to herkimercountyny.gov/events. herkimercountyny.gov/events. There's so much happening in Herkimer County. Where history, commerce, and beauty collide, it is happening in Herkimer County.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Clue, live on stage. The uproarious new play based on the hit movie and classic game. Murder and blackmail are on the menu when 6 mysterious guests assemble for a dinner party. Was it Mrs. Peacock in the study with the knife, or perhaps Colonel Mustard in the library with the wrench? This fast, furious, and funny whodunit will leave you dying of laughter. Clue, live on stage.
December 14th and 15th at the Stanley Theater. Visit BroadwayUtica.org today.
Hey, you want to give the gift they'll actually use this holiday? Peace of mind? Give the people in your life something that will protect them. Go to BYRNA.com today. They are the world leader in less lethal personal defense. It's compact, it's concealable, it's powerful. The newest burner, compact, fits in a pocket, a purse, while delivering real stopping power for up to 60 feet away. I carry one every day. I recommend every family have a burner, every person have one. Now, it fires potent, kinetic, and aerosol rounds that can stop any attacker in their tracks for up to 40 minutes. It's legal in all 50 states. You don't need a background check. It ships right to your door. Burner gives both the gift giver and the recipient peace of mind, not just for the holidays, but all year round and for many years to come. Protect your loved ones. Safety is priceless. Visit BYRNA.com today. and find the right launcher for you and your family. That's byrna.com.
Hey, Central New York, this is Will Kane of The Will Kane Show, and you can now hear my show every weekday at WIBX. I do things a little differently when I'm behind the microphone because I turn it over to the listeners to learn and really dig into the issues that impact everyday Americans. The Will Kane Show lets you keep ahead of the headlines and understand what's really going on in the world with in-depth discussions from leading experts and the brightest minds. From politics to sports, nothing is off topic. Listen to The Will Kane Show weekdays at 6, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hi, this is Ray Durso, President and CEO of the Genesis Group. I have the privilege of serving as host of This Week in the Mohawk Valley. Congratulations to WIBX on your 100th anniversary. Let's keep it going.
Well, good morning, and coming up, we're going to be speaking here, and Joe Lode is here for other reasons. But Joe, good morning.
Good morning. Just because,
And he's like, "Are you going to talk to Austin Janowski?" Because I am a huge Stranger Things fan, and I said, "Why, yes, we are."
That's great.
So he said, "Why? Then I'm going to stay." Is that okay?
Matter of fact, we're talking to him right now.
Are you you're a really big Stranger Things fan?
Yeah, so, I started it, like everybody else in the beginning. And listen, I've just gotten through it for the third time. And there's things I've picked up that I never saw before. And I don't know if it's because I paid more attention because of the last stream of episodes that came out, for season 5. And I went back and I'm like, wait, I got to answer questions. And then when you watch it again, you're like, oh, my God, I was there all along and I missed it in the first 2 tries. And we constantly watch it back and forth over and over again. Yeah, we're big Millie Bon Jovi fans because she married John Bon Jovi's son. Millie Bobby Brown. She has a child and married Bon Jovi's son.
No kidding.
Yeah, so now she's...
Is this the end? This is the last season?
This is it. Yeah, this is it. So Christmas comes out with 5 more episodes, I believe, and then New Year's.
New Year's, there's the final.
Yeah, this is bigger than the ball for me.
Yeah, bigger than the ball. Yeah. He is playing a character. What's the name of his character, Davey? I don't know.
This guy looks like he's right from the 80s, too.
Hello,
I'm sure
Austin.
He appreciates that. I'm sure it's not makeup or a wardrobe.
Are you there, Austin? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here. Yes, I am from the 80s, and that is exactly how.
That's awesome. So this is really cool. Are you? Just tell us a little bit about you and your history and your acting and how you landed this role.
Oh, sure. So it's the 10-second tour is I grew up in central upstate New York, New Hartford. Most theatrical in high school. I was heavy metal looking kid in '89. Wasn't going to cut my hair for theater, so that was out, and fell into different things. And years later, my buddy was making a film, and then making another film, and I saw, okay, we'll give it a shot. And 9 years later, I was lucky enough to book the role Ellen Miller in Stranger Things, and I still can't believe it.
Wow!
So you graduated '89 in New Hartford?
Yep, sure did.
Did you play any track at all or anything?
I played soccer.
Oh, soccer. So I set my furthest disc throw at the New Hartford Invitationals in '89. I threw 134 feet with the discus.
Oh, wow.
That's very nice. Very impressive.
What a...
I graduated '89 as well, but from Mohawk.
Okay, good. When we interviewed Joe, I'll ask you all these questions. Right now, we're trying to talk with Austin, if you don't mind.
Sorry. I just felt like I was on the same wavelength.
Austin, he's an enormous Stranger Things fan and loves and literally came off the street and said, "Can I sit during this interview?" And here he is. So, what a great by the way, when did Stefan graduate? Stefan Rubitsky. From New Hartford.
He's 47, so it would have been like
94 or something?
Yeah,
94, 95, yeah.
Okay, so did they, when you were at New Hartford, did they encourage you? Was it a good place for you to go into the theater world? Did New Hartford play any role in you landing this, or this was all you?
I mean,
it's all you.
From like second grade. Yeah. I mean, from second grade on, I was in musicals or theater all the way up. There's two things I loved in school. You know, sports was great, but I liked being in theater. Acting was great, and then I liked drawing comic books characters. That was my thing. So when I graduated and I didn't do acting, I got into comic books. I've been a professional comic book artist and writer for over 30 years. Wow. You know, I've done work for Marvel and Image and a whole bunch of others. The backup plan for my parents back in the day was graphics, and then I was able to be like a designer, art director, and the creative director for, you know, like Disney, Universal, and everything like that until I decided to retire, and then I got into film. So, yeah.
That's really, really incredible. So talk about your experience on the set. I can only imagine this is, and the fact that this is the last season, right? Is that what we're, that has to be epic in itself, I would think.
So this whole thing, like, you know, the top 5, pie in the sky, if I could ever possibly work on anything, like this was it.
Yeah.
Like, this was, I mean, Stranger Things, first of all, checks all the boxes because I was that, like, I played D&D. We would go traveling and go adventuring on our bikes and everything. So I lived the life, and to actually be able to book a role in this, it was crazy because when I auditioned, it was like a one-line sort of throwaway. I auditioned for 3 different characters for the same time. One was for a soldier, one was for a scientist, and one was for a dad. And I was like, you audition, then you move on.
Yeah.
This was November of 2023, and then I found out in February that I was pinned, so I was held because they liked what I wanted to do and they wanted to use me. But I didn't start shooting until 3 or 4 months after that. So I was just kind of hanging out until we started going. And my God, being on set was just the best thing ever. And then finding out with the 5th season, like they're doing 8 episodes, and then, you know, you're waiting all this time, and then the way they're dropping it, I think is genius because you get the taste of the first 4 episodes, and then they give you a month because, like he was saying, I was hearing, you watch it and then you rewatch it because there's so many things you watch in the first time you don't catch on the second time, and even more on the third time, and it really builds up for the next 3 that's dropping on Christmas, and then you got the finale on New Year's.
Yeah, wow.
It's awesome. I mean, just to be on set with Millie Bon Jovi and the whole cast. I mean, it's just, and Winona Ryder, you know, and it's just awesome. I mean,
Joe is back. If you can tell, Austin.
There'd be Winona Ryder.
Yeah,
right?
whatever you say. Joyce is. I call her Joyce now because I feel like Ryder. I'm right there. You know.
So I do have to say though that you have, this is really relatively new for you, and that's, to me, this gives hope to all of us. And can you talk a little bit about this? Where this you're never. Now, I'm not saying you're old, but you're not young, and this gives you hope that at some point in your life, don't ever give up, because
he almost hit a pinnacle at his age.
Something enormous could happen.
Oh, 100%. You always dream about things, right? You're always dreaming like, what the possibility could be. I never, ever even considered being able to be in the film industry, working professionally in any capacity. And when I had the chance or the glimpse to take a step and try to be, I jumped in with both feet because, the what ifs kill you. You know what I mean? It's better to try than to fail. So, it's been 9 years, slowly growing up from, getting booked in small commercials, the bigger commercials, the national commercials, and film. And, my first big TV role booking was Bad Monkey, which was on Apple TV, which came out a couple of years ago. And that was incredible because, I played opposite Zach Braff and Rob Delaney. That was just, my God.
Yeah.
And then being on Stranger Things, I'm talking to, Finn, because he has a scene right out. I call him Finn because, he doesn't know me, but in my mind, we're like best friends. and like we're hanging out with these amazing kids who've been on this amazing, and they're just down to earth, and they have a scene after us, and we're talking, whatever. The whole thing was completely surreal. The crew were so professional, and everything about it was just what you look on TV behind the scenes is exactly how it was. It was so just. It's going to be a core memory for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Oh, that's really incredible.
Just for the those who are interested more in what you did prior to this, you talked about the comic background you have as an inker, writer, and artist. Marvel, Image, IDW, Dynamite, and others. He's also creator of Stanley the Snowman and Zombies Were Human Too. Tell us about Stanley the Snowman.
Stanley the Snowman is an all-age holiday series about this girl, Jenny, who has this generational magical ability to bring Stanley to life by adding something that previous generations also did, like a scarf, nose, that sort of thing. She has a locket because her dad's a jeweler. I made the story because, commercialism kind of took hold more as we were getting older. Like when we were growing up, we had one big present, like that was it.
Yeah.
Nowadays they're complaining about, oh, you got one more, you got the bigger one. I'm like, man, you guys are spoiled.
Yeah.
So, dealing with traditions and then commercialism, that's how it kind of came about. And I wanted to make something that was cute. Snowman, no one's really done since Frosty, and he's gone because, smoker's cough or something, I don't know. And I want to make something new. And that's how it came about. It got published by Scout Comics, which I'm thankful for, back in 2019. We came out with a comic book, which sold out. We did a second printing, and then we did the graphic novel. And, it's, comic books is one of those things where I got into because I never thought I'd be able to work in film. I thought that was the next best thing, to create ideas and work on cool stuff. So be able to transition to the film industry is just incredible.
Yeah. They describe you as you have a really nice face. Talk about that, which I'm assuming can help you in landing these roles.
So I have a very good everyman face. They said I have good expressions, I guess. You know what I mean? Which I'm great. And you have to understand what kind of actor you want to be. Everyone wants to be the leading guy. I'm good. My hope is I want to be the guy that, like, I love his work. I don't remember his name. I know his face, but I don't really know him.
Right.
I'm good with that.
And let's not forget, there are so many more of you, of that person, than there are of the George Clooney's in the world, right?
Yeah, Denzel, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and you're right. And I'm looking at this is on Actors Access. I'm looking at some of your photos, and each of your photos shows a different person. You could be so many different people, play so many unique parts based on your look. You do have that perfect look for somebody that's looking for whatever they're looking for. You fit in really well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. My hope is to get roles that are really important to the story. It doesn't really matter how big they are, but if they're integral to the storyline, then that makes all the difference to me.
Yeah. See, that's what's holding me back, is I want the big roles. I want the John Candy, the Chris Farley, the Belushi role. That's what I want. I want larger than life.
Right.
And I can't get it.
Have you enjoyed interviewing Joe today, Austin? This has been
inside the actor's studio.
Well, I can appreciate you want to work with, actors who died, very tragically early. I mean, that's cool if you want to do that sort of thing. I want to have longevity in my career, and I'll play the grandpa until I'm 90. I'm cool with that. I already have the thin hairline, so I'm already ahead of the curve.
Well, you're to be a part of that world is just it's got to be quite incredible and a dream come true. And again, I can't stress enough that whole don't give up on your dreams, because the what ifs will really drive you nuts to the rest of your life. So, and you didn't, and here you are. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. And I have to say, it's kind of awe-inspiring and humbling that the area where I grew up in, it's been writing articles and the news thing. It's just it's so cool, and I'm very thankful, and I'm thankful to be on talking with you guys. It's just, I just wanted to act, and being a part of the show has kind of elevated things a lot, and it's extremely, extremely just mind-boggling. Getting an audition, first of all, is a blessing unto itself, and then be able to book anything, it's great.
Yeah,
to be on this type of show, man.
Well, that's cool.
That's incredible.
That means a lot because oftentimes we get the people that are like, "Oh, great, we got to do that radio show."
Just tell us though, you do miss the tomato pie and the Riggies and all that,
I was
right?
going to ask, what are your connections to? Do you still have connections to New Hartford and the Utica area?
Oh yeah, no, I got a lot of friends who still live in the area. I love visiting in the summer.
Yes,
that
yes.
nice month and a half block where it's warm. Yeah, I try to tell people down in Florida, I'm like, you don't understand up there. They're hardy people. It gets cold like at Labor Day. When we were growing up, we'd wear snowsuits under our, Halloween costumes because it might snow. And then it doesn't warm up until May, and even then you get the occasional snow.
Yeah.
Just to remind you, it's going to be cold in about 2 months. So just enjoy it while you can.
I know, and that makes that July and August. And you're right. It's like the switch goes off the minute the calendar says Labor Day. Yeah. It's like the switch is turned. Those 80-degree days.
Nice warmth, though.
We
late
did.
This spring.
We were a little late this year, but man, it got cold fast. It is brutal here right now. We're at 6 degrees.
I think it's the soonest it's gotten this cold in a long time.
And we've had, I think in New Hartford, we've had over 30 inches of snow already. So it's,
Austin,
and enjoy everything that you're doing, but most importantly, enjoy that Florida weather. Oh, boy.
Yeah, we've had a lake effect event. We've had a classic nor'easter, as you called it.
Yeah.
And this morning we have sunshine, but 6 degrees. So, Austin, hopefully we'll see you this summer. I know it won't be anytime soon. We're not even officially to winter yet, till the 21st or the 20th, whatever.
Well, great stuff.
I don't think you can really call it like winter anymore. It's more like, and it's spring, summer. And it's just all, you know what I mean?
That is exactly
good way to put it.
That is exactly it. Oh boy. Well, listen, Austin. We can't. I haven't seen this season yet. So now I have to watch it because
you have to hurry up before Christmas.
I know. And I can't wait to see what you land next. This is a big. A big credit to put on your resume, and we can't wait to see what comes next.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Watch it. Don't wait, because there's a lot of information to watch. So watch it a few times.
Yeah.
And get ready for Christmas because it's going to be even better. So enjoy your half moons. I miss them. I get them stepped every once in a while. And, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Austin. Have a great holiday.
All right, you too. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
Pretty cool.
That is Austin Janowski, 1989 graduate from New Hartford. And you'll see him playing a substantial role in Stranger Things.
Yeah, he plays the father of one of the kids from Hawkins, Indiana. His name in the show is Alan Miller. So,
all right, we'll be looking for that. Pretty cool. Joe, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Right?
Thanks.
You're good
Where
dominating.
will we see Joe next? On Facebook selling a vehicle, I believe.
Probably. I have 2 going out today.
Let me go to Joe Benson right now with Utica Comets. Joseph, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Bill. Morning.
Listen, we're feeling a little change where sometimes it takes a team to be able to figure out, you know what, we are pretty good. We can win. And I think the light has gone off for the Comets right now.
Yeah, I mean 5 points out of 6 last week. That's pretty solid. So we had a great win in Rochester on Wednesday. It was kind of a crazy game. We were up 3-0, then they ended up tying at 3-3. Then we ended up winning in overtime. Then a nice 5-goal explosion on Friday at home against Bridgeport, and then we were down 2-0 in Lehigh Valley on Saturday and squeaked out a point. Came back. Kyle Criscola tied it shorthanded. It was just pretty electrifying tying goal, and then we ended up losing pretty quick in overtime, unfortunately. But good to battle back and get a point. And it feels. I mean, even before that win in Rochester, it felt like we were starting to string together something. We've been scoring a lot more lately. Aside from Saturday, I think it was 5 games in a row where we had scored at least 3 goals per game. So when you go from being shut out 5 times to suddenly an uptick in production like that, it's definitely a good sign. So hopefully we got 3 home games coming up here this week. So hopefully and definitely some winnable games. So hopefully we can keep it going.
As long as you could win on Friday. I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Friday's a must. Yeah.
You mentioned the 3 home games. It's Syracuse on Wednesday, Hartford Friday, and Springfield on Saturday, but a nice little return home for a full week here for the Comets.
Absolutely, and we got the Christmas market out on the concourse. That'll continue every home game until the 19th, which is our last game before Christmas. So there'll be different vendors out on the concourse. Doors open at 5:30 for a 7 o'clock game. So great chance to come out and do some last minute shopping if you need to. We'll have Santa Claus on the concourse each game. So a lot of fun getting into the kind of that festive mood with the games here this month.
I got to say, we were at a Comets game and a Pioneers game in the last week, and if you just take a moment when you're sitting there in your seats or wherever you are, if you're up in one of the suites or one of the bars or what have you, just stop for a moment and look around, and think about what it was like in 2008. What a transformation! And how amazing it is, and even for certainly with the Comets, but watching the Pioneers game on Saturday night, Joe, and they're going up against the number 4 team in the country in Oswego, and when Oswego plays at home, they might have 55, 60 fans there in that cold arena. That is just, and then to be playing to a full house in Utica at the Odd. What Rob has done and Gary and everybody for hockey in this area, it's just take a moment to look around when you're at the Comets game and just realize what we have here. It's pretty awesome.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah. Okay, Joe. So 3 games this week at home. Get out and see a Comets game. Let's load up let's fill the seats. The Comets are finding their winning ways. I love it. Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bill.
All right. Have a great one. Joe Benson with the Utica Comets. Okay. Anything you're adding here before I go?
No, I'm good. I'll be there at the game, though, Friday.
You will be. All right.
We have our Christmas party in one of the suites, which is kind of cool.
That's really cool.
That is cool. And, Bill, if I can add something here, this is a travel advisory. This comes from Lance and Lee, and thank you, Lance.
I heard from somebody else, too. A bad accident?
On Route 49, coming from Rome to Utica, he says they're making people exit at the Oriskany exit. So if you're out there, please be careful and use caution.
Okay, that travel advisory worth paying attention to because you will be delayed. Quick break, and we'll come back. Manaski has news next to WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose Hospice Care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
All right, we have sunshine, only 7 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:47. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth facing growing pressure to release video of a deadly airstrike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean. The September strike in question killed 2 survivors clinging to the wreckage from a previous attack. Speaking over the weekend at the Reagan National Defense Forum in California, Hegseth insisted all those who've been killed in the strikes were considered terrorists and that the president can take military action as he sees fit. Netflix's plan to buy Warner Brothers Discovery could be a problem. That's according to President Trump speaking Sunday at the Kennedy Center Honors in D.C. Trump said Netflix already has a huge market share, and if it acquires Warner Brothers, it'll go up even more. Netflix announced Friday it planned to buy the historic studio and its streaming assets in a $72 billion deal, nearly $83 billion when accounting for debt. That will require federal approval. The 84th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor was observed Sunday without any survivors. This is the first year where no survivors of the attack were present for the ceremony. A 105-year-old veteran from Oregon was expected to attend, but opted out due to health concerns. He's the oldest of the 12 known remaining service members who survived the attack. This week is expected to be critical in the fight over Affordable Care Tax credits. The government shutdown ended after Senate Majority Leader John Thune promised to a group of Democrats a vote on the issue. Republicans admit they've been struggling to craft legislation that would get enough votes to fix the core issue of rising costs. Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer will propose extending ACA subsidies for 3 years with a vote in the Senate expected on Thursday. Gas prices down. AAA says today's national average is $2.95 for a gallon of regular, that is. That's down about a nickel from last week and 12 cents from a month ago. Here locally, we're paying an average of $3.07. And pop star Katy Perry and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau are now Instagram official. Perry posted a pic of the couple over the weekend eating sushi in Japan. The post comes after months of speculation that the two were dating. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time 8:50. It's chilly out there. Here's a look at your forecast.
Another cold morning, and the cold air is not going anywhere. Just not going to be as frigid maybe as it's been. At least we've started the day above zero. Wind chills may not be in. A good-looking day, lots of sunshine, upper teens. Tonight mainly clear, close to zero. Obviously, Adirondacks, you'll be below zero. Some of our surrounding areas may also be below zero. And maybe some snow showers tomorrow, upper 20s. It's your less of accumulation. More snow showers tomorrow night, Wednesday, with maybe a little rain. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
Sunshine and 7 degrees at 8:51.
Let's see. On the YouTube comments, there are plenty of comments in there this morning, including Dr. Malone, all during COVID. That's John. I don't know. Also says, Mark of Beast is in the future. It can't be stopped. This is kind of the John QAnon John, I believe. John.
Okay.
I could be wrong. And then another John says, Art Levy, if memory serves, was never on WIBX. He did have an afternoon talk show on WTLB at one point, among other things. And he is absolutely correct. Art Levy hired me at WTLB. First time I ever worked at IBX was in 2012 when I was hired here. Art Levy was the program director at WTLB. He was a very firm and formal, well-spoken broadcaster. who was very intimidating for me. When he said something, I listened. And my first stint over there was like 1981, and I was there for about almost a year. But I was working at 3 other radio stations as well, and ended up working at the one in Little Falls because I had the best opportunity there to be on the air, and ended up program director there within a couple of years. Nonetheless, Art Levy was my PD. That was like the big time for you. You made it to TLB. That was a big deal. And Art then went on to work at WCNY for several years in Syracuse, public television, and after that I've lost track. So why are we talking about Art Levy?
Well, somebody on the YouTube channel mentioned that he never actually worked here.
Well,
and
that's right.
That was in regard to a text message
how did
from
we get there early?
Mike Sermonaro sent a message, and I'll reread this line. He says, "My foray into politics came when Fusco, Romano, Joe Graziano, Hank Brown, and Art Levy." Am I saying that right?
Yep.
All ruled the airwaves in a very competitive fashion. So he may just be talking about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
As you know.
Sure, without mentioning,
competing radio stations.
Interesting on the pronunciation. It's Art Levy.
My fault.
It's Wayne Levy.
Yes,
both,
right?
So don't beat yourself up. Both spelled the same way. All right, a bunch of stuff, including if you want your phone calls, we can squeeze in here. I got about 7 minutes. Stand by. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA. Plus, get an upgrade to triple pane windows for free. Minimum 3-window purchase. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 and get the triple pane upgrade free. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
We are here with Tom Giglio from Script Stop Pharmacy, Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, our industry ace. What sets you apart from other pharmacies?
Script Stop Pharmacy, 131 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, New York. We're changing the game. We're a locally owned pharmacy, and we'll treat you like family. With fast, friendly service, no-wait immunizations, and automatic refills, we ensure that you never miss a dose. Pick up the phone and give us a call at 315-790-5300, and you won't have to sit on hold with an automated answering system. You'll be able to actually reach out to a person. You won't have to wait in a long line only to find out that your prescription isn't ready or is not in stock. We offer a wide range of services, including text message alerts when your prescriptions are ready. We have an app that you can manage your medications in, and we offer free delivery across all of Oneida County. And with 75 years of combined pharmacist experience, we're here to serve you quickly, reliably, and with a smile. Need a script, make the stop, or just call Script Stop.
AmeriQ Credit Union is more than just a place to bank. It's a place where you belong, a place where meaningful connections are made with the right financial solutions to help you live your best life with the people who can help you get there, and the perfect blend of technology to stay connected wherever you are. For 75 years, we've been proud to serve our local communities on the founding principle of people helping people. Join today at ameriq.org/belong. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
This is perfect timing right now. I got to tell you, I'm doing a Mazda commercial, and I am warming up my Mazda CX-90.
Now, how does this work? You can warm it up and the car actually doesn't start or doesn't sound like it started?
Because I have a hybrid, which is electric and gas, my automatic car starter does not start the car. It just starts the climate system. So it'll warm the car and the seats up to, let's see, what do I have it on? I believe I have it on 83. It's warming it up to 83.
Nice.
So let's see. Your request has been successfully initiated. Your car is warming. Signed, Ricky Z. It's Deep County Mazda.
So you said last week, I started up the car. It was the day it was below zero. And I walked out. I walked by the car, and I'm like, Bill, I don't think you started the car. And you're like, hold on. Wait a minute.
You'll hear it, and it was warm.
Yeah.
Warms it right up. Mazda's More to Move You sales event is back at Steve Ponte Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 1.9% APR financing on CX-90s, 70s, CX-5s, 50s, 0.9% APR financing. As Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Steve Ponte Mazda. Portions of the program brought to you by the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. At the Falcon Clinic, they are now accepting new patients. We've been saying for quite some time that they needed to add a new provider.
Yep.
They have added a new doctor, and you can call the Falcon Clinic today to set up an appointment, whether you're doing the OMT, the osteopathic manipulation treatment, or maybe you need a new family doctor. Call 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. And a little something for Andrew, who's down in the warmer weather of Florida. River Hills Properties continues to grow here in upstate New York and beyond, adding a new office soon in Rome. It's all about service provided, providing the services to take the stress level and eradicate it when it comes to selling a home. That's the River Hills way. Offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, Copenhagen, Newport, coming soon to the city of Rome, and the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Florida.
Yes, and I also mentioned, speaking of Florida, Joe Joseph chiming in at 71 here in Sarasota,
Joe,
he says.
Why do you have to be so mean to us? And then, I guess I'm out of time. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Enjoy your cold Monday.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
He hasn't even read it. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. President Trump says last he'd heard Ukraine's President Zelensky has not read his proposal for peace with Russia and isn't ready for it. Zelensky's meeting with European leaders today.
As these peace talks really drag on here, the Ukrainian president is in London to talk with ally leaders about strengthening his military and strengthening Ukraine's defense. He will sit down with the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, and the French president and also the German chancellor in a way really to strengthen his negotiating position here, since they too find Russia's demands to control eastern Ukraine to be way too unacceptable. This comes amid new comments from the president's son, Don Jr., suggesting that it is possible that Trump could walk away.
Fox's Aisha Hosni at the White House. President Trump today plans to announce a $12 billion